Totally not late. We're perfectly on time.
A D&D group is never early, nor is it late. It starts exactly when it means to.
Exactly.
Hey.
Precisely. So,
Mm.
everybody's here. Last week we had a little bit of fun. We slightly interrogated one of our party members. And
A little.
we found out a lot more than we were expecting. So the decision has been made that we are going to delve straight down in. To speed up this process, we're basically going to have a quick rundown, talk to each person, what did they do whenever they woke up, and then we're leaving at midday. So, unless Dennis wants to say anything else on top of that?
I think the only thing to add to everything is that you guys, you had a choice. You could wait 4 days, and at the end of 4 days, you would have a certain number of resources, a certain number of extra bodies to maybe help, maybe hinder you on your way down there. But you've made the decision to go early in order to rescue your friend Sir Icrius, who was charged on ahead. So as a result, you guys will have some resources, and you will have basically you guys will have the opportunity to it will going to be easier for you to track down Sir Icrius than what it would have been had you waited the full 4 days. So there are some benefits and there are some detriments to your decision to leave now.
Well, let's go then.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
So,
I will say the only thing Jurnis would have wanted to pick up would be probably some climbing equipment. As Skullfist says, we're going to be the bushwhackers, so we will need climbing equipment. So she's going to go get herself about 3 ropes, a few climbing pickaxes, things like that.
okay, can you make a note of the general size of the rope in D&D, and if you want, I can try and add that to the character sheet.
Ropes are usually 50 feet.
Okay. So yeah, I will say this is not shade. This was something I was thinking of doing, through the week and all that, but we've all been busy. We've all had many a thing to do. So life, it sucks.
That's why we play D&D.
Yes, we do. So, hempen rope.
Oh, she'd also probably pick up a couple of dozen days of rations. Graz is probably going to do the same.
I will say this, when it comes to rations, when it comes to food and all that other stuff, what you guys are going to have is you're going to have a series of let me just try and okay, for some reason there we go. Right, you've now got 3 rope in your inventory, Jurnis. So this is how it's going to work on your delve. This is basically what's referred to as a point crawl. As you guys head from area to area, over a period of time, you guys are going to need to spend resources such as fuel for your light, or food, or this, that, and the other. To keep it all nice and simple, the group's resources are just going to be simply referred to as supplies. Every single one of you have 5 d6 dice. Except for Dot. She has 1 extra, so she has 6. So, I'm going to need you guys to make a note that you have 5 dice. Now, when we get to certain points, I'm going to have you roll on your supplies. If you roll 2 to 6, everything's fine. You've got plenty of supplies. If you roll a 1, scratch off one of those dice, because they don't exist anymore. You have expended those supplies. And then you're down to 4. Then you're down to 3. Then you're down to 2. And so on.
I can't write in my
Sorry,
journal.
how does that work again? Sorry.
Okay, basically, you guys are going to have a series of D6 dice. So, if you just make a note about how many supplies you have,
We keep
and
track
that,
in our journals while the game's paused.
there we go.
Thank you.
That might explain why you couldn't edit the armor.
Probably,
And
yeah.
you said 5 points of supplies.
Yes, everybody has 5 points of supplies, except for Dot, because of her wealth and connection. She has 6. Had you guys spent an extra day, that would basically have counted as the 6th supply. So, well, 5 should be fine for where you need to go. And the next stage of this little point crawl is trying to figure out the map, to which, rather than go through a massive RP session, I will say this. There were 2 veril guides that were planning to meet up with the group. One of them is arriving tomorrow with the rest of the people who were supposed to be joining you. But one of them arrived today. Aja, would you like to describe the character that you are playing for this delve?
Yes. Yes. Sorry, I'm nervous. Hold on.
No worries about being nervous. We adore you, Aja.
Absolutely.
You're in a completely safe environment where there is zero judgment.
Okay. Okay. I'm playing a veril. Her name is Gil, and she has white fur and pink eyes, and she's wearing like a commoner's dress with a climbing pack, and she's carrying like a staff that's sort of silver looking, and it's pointed on one end, and the top has a loop, so it looks like she's carrying a giant sewing needle with a lantern attached, and she is your veril guide for today.
That sounds adorable.
I have to-
and awesome.
Oh, yes.
I have to say, before we go any further, God, Aja, you pull off a proper posh British accent.
It's
I fucking know. She does it better
Yeah.
than me, and I hate her for it so much.
If only I'd go for a day, but if anything happens to it, I will kill myself for everyone in this room.
I
So, yeah.
can totally hear that voice coming out of a veril.
Me too.
It's just perfect.
Because of the order of grabbies.
But yeah, Gil is going to be your guide down in the as you're trying to make your way. You're trying to discover the location of the front door to Nellior, because lest we not forget, you don't actually know where the entrance is. Now
I
there
do have a
are.
question. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there are. Let me just finish this. There are 2 locations on the map that she has brought with her, which I am going to bring up. If you give me one moment. There are 2 locations that might be of use. There is the Jetfang Nest. This is where the Jetfang kobolds live, deep underground. Away from the city. They have said that they might have some, assistance and rewards to the group for help with a previous problem. The other location that might be of interest, let me just actually bring up the map so I can show you guys. If I can find where the map is. Why? Oh, there we go. Yes. Hey, it's in the folder that's marked maps. There we go.
You silly boy.
I am a very, very silly boy. But yeah, we're going to show this to all players. So there's a text version, but if you flip over to the image, you are going to see this is the basic series of areas that Gil is able to take you to.
Flip over to the image. What?
Yeah, so at the top of the screen here, let me just hit show players again. Yeah, at the top of the handout, there should be a thing where it says either text or image.
We don't have that.
Oh.
We don't. No.
Oh dear. Okay.
I can see it. But
Okay.
I'll also point out I can see it, so it may be something where you constructed something.
I also can't edit Jurnis's journal. I can change the name, but every time I try to actually click into the body of the text, it just won't do anything.
Same as Jurnis for me too.
Give me 2 seconds right there. Configure permissions for Jurnis's. Yeah, you are the owner of the journal. That's weird. I apologize about the technical difficulties. Worst case scenario, if you guys have, like, say, a text document or just like a sheet of paper or something, it might do old school. Because this one's going to be a little old school. Because the general idea is you're going to try and work your way around and find out the location of the front door through this series of caverns. Also, we have a cream! Delightful.
Quite.
yay!
Where indeed?
Cream. Hello.
How's it going? Don't worry, you have not missed anything. We've just been spending the past 25 minutes wrestling with technology. So it's pretty much a usual session.
I only have a small question, and it's
Yes,
partially
sir.
also directed at Seppi as well.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck did we win again? Because, like, I survived both goddamn rounds, kind of. And does it Tahu who gets something, or Tahu?
Tahu did not win, but the Karma did.
Okay, well, if Kama ever gets brought into anything, then we'll bring that back up.
Anyway.
I will. Well, I mean, Rowan has his own rules, but I will say the infinite God Emperor King of Voarcel, on the other hand, here, which is me, says that Tahu can get a boon for his victory in the Rowan's Royal Rumble. So
we can figure that out later. I don't want to interrupt the
Yeah.
campaign. I didn't get around to asking it all before because everybody was distracted after the game.
At some point in the future, my friend. At some point in the future.
Totally.
But yes, maybe a deck of many things. That could be fun.
Oh,
Anyway, so before you, and I'll just hit show players again. So these are the basic locations, and let me actually get to a more appropriate tune. So we're kind of in dots at the moment.
Before we drive down, does anyone else want to make a quick pit stop to the shop and acquire things?
Yes, Aang was going to pop in and see if his darts had been silvered.
Yes. Those have been taken care of. Did we add those to your character inventory already? Yes, you have 50 silver darts in your inventory.
Can you give me a copy of this map in the Discord chat? I want to draw on it.
Absolutely. Yes, that is a very good idea. I am going to do that.
I don't like how it's laid out, so it's irritating me already.
That is absolutely
Good
fine.
idea.
Dennis.
Yes. Hello.
I meant to get my Seedie's rapiers silvered, but I kept forgetting to ask.
That is absolutely fine. I would say that Seedie's rapiers are now silvered. If you give me a second, I am going to boop the switch that lets me do that.
And I will also point out with that, Seedie is going to insist on paying for the silvered rapier.
I would say, rather than people juggling money and everything, unless you've already taken it out of your inventory, I have a sneaking suspicion that Dot is paying for most of this.
Yes, Dot is paying for these things. That is what I was going to say. And then, for the people that she's there for the economic benefits of going to outweigh these minuscule costs.
So, Seedie, before I close your sheet, it was the rapier. Was there anything else that was getting silvered?
I suppose that would be it, because I mean, I don't think I'd bother silvering every single arrow.
Okay. I would say you could possibly buy some silver arrows, or you could be gifted some.
Alright, I'll take some silver arrows then.
Okay, then.
Would holy oil be something that would be easily available, or is that something that it's too difficult to acquire at short notice?
You know what? I would say, just for the heck of it, roll me a persuasion as you're going to the outreach.
Ooh,
Could that be with advantage? Could that be with advantage because of the letters Dot sent to everybody? Not the ones about Little Goose, but the other ones about the economics.
Yeah, I don't think Jurnis needs advantage there. It is Jurnis after all.
I rolled a 10 and I still got a 19.
Okay,
no, actually,
so
I rolled a 9.
Holy shit.
Plus
So
10 to persuasion.
I would say this, you have some, it says holy water, but I'm going to treat that as oil for the purposes of what's going on in this game, okay?
Okay.
Excuse me. Sorry.
So.
Don't forget you've got radiant bullets as well.
I do.
Okay.
I'm curious, Dennis. Does the ray gun count as is it like a divine weapon?
The laser pistol, it is not. Well, that's actually a fair question for this setting. I will say it is a mechanical device. The reason it does radiant damage is because they didn't really want to create a whole new type of damage. So, yeah, because technically celestial, alien, there's a little bit of overlap there, so radiant damage kind of makes sense.
Wait, this is an alien weapon?
Well,
it's
a ray gun.
Did you tip your hat too soon? Did you tip your hand too soon?
I mean, in the lore, it was basically described that the Senja and the Kahaya both came to this place from somewhere else.
Yep.
Kubur says, well, it's alien to me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The Quagar Warriors. That is a deep cut reference, Sefi. Anyway. So.
Oh my god, I just figured it out. Tahu is a Quagar.
What?
It's a reference to Red Dwarf. So. This is so is everybody okay with the items they have?
Yep.
Does everyone have the rope that they require? I know Steffi required pins.
Yeah, Skullface is basically get a load of spare pitons so they can basically tap down where they've been.
Okay.
Did Jurnis get a tiny climbing axe as well?
Bear with me one moment, please. Again, this is something I did want to address through the week. It's called. Okay. So, pittance.
We'll eventually play the game, don't worry.
Yeah. Dude, for some people, the inventory management is the game. Those people frighten me. Well, no, it's like, no, if it's fun for people, it's fun. But, you know. Okay, so, Sefi, let's say. Shall we say a nice round 50?
Yep, that should be enough to cover where they need to.
Okay, so if anybody needs any spare pittons, Sefi has 50. Now, Jurnis, what was it you wanted? Last chance.
I was saying a small climbing axe, just in case.
Climbing axe.
I've already added one in consumables. I will delete it if you say I couldn't get one.
Not a problem. I would say this: if you've got one, that's fine. I would say basic climbing gear is going to be part of this because you guys are not going to be able to get through there without the basic gear. All right. So the hempen rope that you have is extra. All right.
Excellent.
So
I already have rope, so
yeah. So that would be personal rope. Are we good?
Yeah.
So,
Question.
hello.
Is this sea supposed to look like a heart?
Full disclosure, the original design was this was inspired by those randomly generated things, but I then started. Obviously, I added the sinkhole and everything, and yeah, the sinkhole was inspired a bit by a heart, with a valve and everything. So good call.
Yee.
Yeah,
Some
I love it when
crazy.
people. I love it when people pick up on that shit.
Better than those other city shapes we were talking about.
So, let us switch up the music a little and let us switch our location.
Because I'm crazy
Now-
and I reorganized the map already.
Okay, I will check that out very shortly.
Makes a little more sense in my book.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that whatever works for you guys, you are the guys you people are gonna need to read it. So
Actually,
it's
through
all
lines
good.
that connected were what things made what sense because it was all scrambled.
The Underdark can be very scrambled.
Heck, I don't even know where this begins and where it ends.
Yeah, I'm sure those are all straight lines that go from one to the other, right, Devillo?
Sure.
I don't expect them to be straight lines. The map says this leads to this, so I was like drawing the dots. I don't know what's between.
The adventure is the map connections we made along the way.
Yes. Okay. Okay, here we are. Oh, sorry, these were all the people that would have been joining you. Let's get rid of them.
Yeah.
I suddenly feel very
goodbye.
alone.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, could you do one thing, not to be grumpy, but Dot's name is an I, not a Y.
Whereabouts is it? M-E...
R-R-I-V-A-L-E is her name.
R-R-I. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, that was a mistype on my part, so bear with me one more, please.
She's pleasant, not Christmassy.
Okay.
No Tahu or Seedie here.
I can only do one thing at a time.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Dennis, for fixing it.
Oh, okay, and
Why is doing a status effect on me?
because in the last session, Tahu was absolutely fucking destroyed because the party were really horrible to him.
Yep.
Extra question. How many days did we another day pass since
No.
So I still have an exhaustion check.
You have an exhaustion. You are going into this hellscape.
Just wanted to make sure.
So does Dot. Dot is horrible to Tahu, but Dot, if you look, is also exhausted.
I can leave that stun check there just for the fact of.
Okay.
Oh.
And there's Gil.
Hi, Gil. You're amazing, Gil. We must love and protect Gil.
Thank you.
I will say, Dot is. Does Dot know that Gil was coming, and who she
yes.
is, and what she is?
Yes.
Then there is going to be remember when I told you before that she's making sack lunches for everybody on the way?
Uh-huh.
Nothing fancy, like literally just like boop, 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 boop.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna hand them out to everybody at the start, and it's not like rations, it's literally a sandwich. And she's getting this little sandwiches for everybody. It's just they're light, the bread is not dense. They're meant to just be something to put you in a good mood, and they're not even all that fancy because she is exhausted, and they're not great. But Gil's has some extra cheese in it.
Okay. I will say this because yes, Sefe.
Did you get the messages I just sent you?
Probably not. Where did you send the messages?
In Foundry.
Okay, please bear with me one moment because there was one thing that I meant to give to Ang, and we forgot. So, Ang, I would say this just as you guys were heading off, you got a parcel from Lady Eliath. Nobody knows where she is still, but she had sent something for you, and it has disappeared. Here we go.
Then
Okay. Yeah, gosh darn it. I had the. Basically, you have some nice silvery looking slippers. You're not too sure what they do, but they are designed for your feet.
well then,
Yeah.
he will go ahead and put those on.
Okay. And here we go. So if you check your inventory, you will find something in equipment.
Ooh.
Indeed. So let us get to the description of this location. So you guys spent a little bit of time in the front door of the Veril Quarter. You've been there a couple of times. You know, that basic, the area where Dog was kind of... Oh yeah, one last thing before we begin. What happened to Dog, Megan, when the party was looking for him?
I thought we said we weren't gonna do that.
Oh, no. Oh, we're not going to do that. Okay, Dog is with the party.
Hey, Dennis, would I be able to make a sleight of hand check for that thing I messaged you about?
Okay, give me a second. Yes, you absolutely can. No problemo. No problemo.
Oh, what has he done?
Something nice.
Wait, are
He's
we meant
nice.
something nice or something nice? No, we very much like this person. We want to be nice to them.
Skullface has definitely been nice to somebody. So, the description. The location you're in now is past the veril nest itself. This is a huge cavern, around 70 feet wide, but it's endless. Every now and then, there's the occasional torch or glowing stone that lights the way.
Or light
It's
bulb.
filled. I would say, while there are light bulbs in the setting, not down here, no electricity. However, and yes, I know the artwork, I know. But anyway, this area is filled with shingles and shale of a black glass material, sort of shaped like casino chips or dragon scales, making traversal through here silently pretty much impossible. The tunnels are filled with this noisy crunch with each footfall, and there's a near constant stream of like a hissing ambient noise that fills the tunnel as various other groups of veril and the occasional other underground denizen make their way past you on their own particular journey. This is something that some of you may have heard of before. This is called the Rat Way. The Rat Way is a vast, gigantic network of underground tunnels that connect all the various underground veril nests all over the continent. With the right guide and enough time, you could go anywhere, cross any border, and end up wherever you want to go. It's continually patrolled by veril, and it's used by a lot of other places in the Underdark, as long as they're willing to pay the toll to pass through key checkpoints. It's a great way of crossing borders without being noticed. And because of the sheer number of veril that are usually down here, it's usually well protected from the more aggressive, unpleasant Underdark dwellers. However, Gil is going to be leading you down to a very particular series of exits. Now, there are several that are going to be of interest to you guys. As you see on the map, that has been handily tweaked by Cream. From here, you can get several different locations, such as the Elder's Garden, Deep Lake, the Ceiling, the War Zone, the Dripping Abyss, Dank Throat, and the nest itself, which you've just left. So, I suppose the question to the party is, where are you trying to get to?
That is the question. What would be the best way down?
Now, the two locations that we mentioned earlier that might be of value to you are the Jetfang Nest, which is where you can have an audience with the Jetfang kobolds. They normally only allow people to go as far as Whitestone Crossing. Whitestone is a trading hub for them. Another option would be a name that is familiar probably to some of you. It's called Dorchicilo, somewhere off Deep Lake. Basically, that was the mine where you last saw Chemise. You know that Chemise somehow got down to Nelial, and that's where you saw her last. Could be a place to start.
Fair.
Would that be a good place to start? If anyone objects? Unless anyone could object to that.
Do we want to try and recruit the kobolds?
Yeah, that would be an idea.
So what are you doing, guys?
Oh, well, I'm okay.
To a vote?
Yeah, I'm okay with recruiting the kobolds.
Add them to the party.
Let's go boldly forward.
Okay then.
Go, Bones, boldly, go, where no man has gone before. Not while I was sober.
It's reassuring to see you have a positive attitude toward kobolds. Everyone has validity in this city, and unfortunately certain groups have trouble getting along.
So the easiest way to get to this location would be to pass through a region known as Deep Lake. The largest exit would be through the roof. It's going to be around 10 to 15 minutes to get there. There's a rope ladder, a series of nets. You could easily take them there, Gil.
Are these? Is this one of the deep lakes of Tycoon Eye, like you mentioned, was in that last session?
Not quite, but that is. Thank you for paying attention. No. Tycoon Eye is a different continent. Yeah, you guys are on a landmass known as the Crux, which, and you're basically on the. You're basically like the southeastern portion of the Crux, whereas Taikanai is to the northwest. It's quite a ways away. But you do. I would say. No, unfortunately, I don't think. Kubur could probably confirm this in chat, but did Icarus give the party all the information that he had on Chemise from Lady Eliath?
Nope.
If he did not, then unfortunately you guys know nothing about Taikanai and the fact that Chemise went there.
Yep, that is correct. They do not know.
Damn it, Icarus.
Oh, there's so much that Icarus kept from you guys. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Thanks, Vicky. Thanks for helping me out.
So you guys basically head toward.
From you.
Yes.
So
Hello?
we'd have to go through the roof in the rat way to get to Deep Lake, and then at
Yes.
Deep Lake, go through the roof there to get to Whitestone Crossing, and then go through the roof again to the Jetfang Nest.
Yes. The thing is, though, these aren't all on the same level. And there's a lot of winding back and forward.
Oh yeah, I figured that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
then.
was looking at the map.
Okay, so because the Rat Way is a well-traveled area, you don't need to really roll anything. You eventually come to a series of nets and well-maintained rope ladders that lead you up to this area. So I would say nobody needs to make a roll this time round, but it is going to take about 15 minutes for the entire group to head up these ladders and find your way through the passageway.
Eyes to
Now,
yourself, Grace.
Gil, say that again.
Eyes to yourself, Grace.
Dot is keeping her spirits up by eating saltwater taffy, and she offers some to Seedie along the way.
Thank you very much, Tot.
Believe it or not, the sugar is the only thing keeping me awake right now. I'm rather fatigued.
So, I would say 15 minutes pass. The cavern is basically it's a little bit tight to get through the passage. Originally, what was a large open area, sort of corkscrew rounds. It takes a little bit of work to get through. But for the moment, I wouldn't say it's going to trigger any major anxiety attack from Jurnis. Eventually, you guys are going to... Let me just make sure I've got everybody's tokens selected, because I need to keep deleting a large number of tokens from each map. All those meat shields that could have helped you. Eventually, you are going to find yourselves in this area here.
I miss my burp
Deep
shield.
Lake. Aww. We miss him too.
I think it's an official statement that we all miss Kubur. We love you, Kubur.
So,
We love the heck out of you.
The absolute heck.
I mean, it's alright, I guess. It's alright.
And I'm gonna say heck just because he's a paladin, and if I say anything more, he'll strike me down. The
We
smiting
love the
will
hell
start.
out of him. We love all the hells out of him.
All 22 of them, or however many there are.
The 9 hells.
Oh,
Nine
believe
you
me.
know about.
Believe me, Mr. Icewind, there are far more than 9.
If there are realms beyond the known realms, we love him more than those.
Is one of them being our friend?
I would say that's a canon interaction right now. Meanwhile...
Jurnis totally would do that.
Yeah. So, in this underground cavern, you notice there's basically a very large still pool of water. As you are looking through, by the way, who is casting light? Also, yeah, why is that blank?
Ooh.
What's going on there?
Wouldn't
I
the
can't see
veril with
shit.
the
Yeah,
the
you
veril
can't
with the
see
staff
shit.
be casting
Gil.
light?
Yeah, I have a lantern on my staff.
Yeah.
Also, Jurnis, there's a large
Yes.
pool of water and you got some skipping stones.
Yes. Jurnis picked up a number of skippable shield stones.
So you're going to be casting a light on some stones as you're wandering around?
No, just in case she needs to distract something later down, she wanted a few pebbles.
Okay. I would say as you guys are heading down, you are going to realize it's going to be impossible to make this traversal while staying dry. And because for whatever reason the one of the images is not working properly, let's just go to this map here.
Why is this one called combat?
Who knows? Depends how well you roll.
Are we underwater?
I
So
added
we're
a little bit
standing
of a
on
water
water.
effect. Yeah. So the areas I would say around here where it's fairly light, you could basically it's shallow water. The areas where it gets a bit dark, things are a lot deeper. As you guys are heading forward, Gil, you would know that the ladder that leads up to the Whitestone Crossing is in the middle of the map here. However, the passageway that leads to bear with me a moment. Passageway that's going to lead to the mine that they need to find is actually down here towards the south.
Meanwhile, Dot is walking along slowly, and she is really favoring her broom.
Where is Dot's token, by the way? I'm not seeing it.
It was there.
I don't know. Mine's stuck on 96%.
I don't see mine. I don't see Dot.
I can't even see the
anywhere.
map. So
You're right here.
I don't see Dot.
Okay, I will double check why Dot has disappeared. 1 second.
It's so strange.
test.
Raz is standing on her.
Ooh,
I hear you, Seth.
the privacy once in a while. My
Right,
gracious.
because the map isn't loaded for me. It's stuck at 96%.
Ah, okay. I'm sorry about that.
My map is doing a wonky thing that made me nauseous.
Okay, I will say this. While it's mainly for flavor, if the water effect is a bit of an issue, I can turn it off.
Leave it on for all them. I'm just not going to look at it.
You may need to, so boom.
Thank you.
There we go.
I got goosebumps and pukey instantly.
I apologize.
Sorry.
I'm just trying to build ambience, but you know.
It's okay. I just didn't, I have, me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sensitive to everything.
Means check player chat.
Okay. Yeah, where is Dot? Oh, there she is. She moved around. That's why. Okay.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
why I
Green.
didn't
What happened?
I don't know how you managed that.
Actually, it was a fairly easy one because most of the time you just have to follow the outside lines for the edges because most of the time there's a very easy, like if you look at it, it's just a lot of dead ends. Like all of it's a lot of fake. Like if you look at the walls.
My God.
It actually took me like 10 minutes.
Oh,
Holy shit.
Did you just figure out the map?
Cream?
No,
You're not human. I refuse to believe you're human.
Where?
Yeah,
there's more of a Dice and Dots. I gotta do more.
That's a Kenku trait right there.
Yes.
So, here is the question. Which path are you thinking of heading to? Are we going to the Whitestone Crossing, or are you heading over to the Door Casino?
Well, we're going to visit the kobold, so we'd have to go to the Whitestone Crossing thing.
Okay,
right?
so you would have to cross the water here and get onto this area. So, for everybody who's doing that, I would like, first of all, a dexterity check to see if you
have
can.
to roll this natural, because I just refreshed the page and it's still loading. So
Okay. Oh dear.
that's a 20.
A 20. 20 is good.
What are we doing? Dexterity check? Oh no.
Yes.
Dot got a 20.
Ability
Gills.
check or saving throw?
Ability check. Okay.
There's
Triple
okay.
What the fuck?
Holy shit.
The rogues are getting it.
So
Oh, dog, no!
And Jurnis manages to
everybody,
drown in 2 inches of water.
yeah. Well, funny thing about that, I would say that by this point, everybody is. I would say you guys are able to get over here for the most part. However, Jurnis, I would say you're kind of stumbling over here. Your hooves basically stick in some sludge, and you are now well, it's up to chest deep in water, and every other step, it gets very concerning because half of the floor is loose, the other half is not floor. There's nothing there.
Hang,
Would
it'll help.
anybody
I think you're the only
help?
one tall enough to come in over and help me.
I've just noticed that I'm not here.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you're not either. Oh my.
Sorry.
No, 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 no. It's cool.
I choose to imagine that dog is just paddling around in little circles happily.
Mm-hmm.
I sent a message of what's happening with dog. There's a little rivulet.
Yep.
Okay.
That is what I choose to believe.
There's a little springs there, huh?
Yeah.
And the dog's just chomping at it.
Yeah.
Dog, get over here.
I'll check.
Leave that stream alone.
Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, Seedie. Okay, so I would say now who rolled in that 20? It was basically so Tahu. Dot is going to be up here. Then we've got Seedie. Yeah, I'd say you'd be pretty much over here because that was fairly high. Gil going to be down here. Graz would have been over here. Where was Ang? 13, yeah, no, 13. I would say you're about here. And Skullface, you said 20, so
Yep, I got 20.
right about there. So yeah, as you guys are heading up, there's a bit of a splash coming from over here as Jurnis seems to have gone a bit off the path here.
Do you require assistance?
A little bit, yes. I appear to be sinking.
Dot being
Hey,
big and being a minotaur is going to move to try to help.
Giving
Okay,
you
so
an
Skullface is going to throw some rope out.
Oh,
Damn it,
and
that's what I was gonna do.
I did realize something important, by the way. Being exhausted, Dot has disadvantage, so it's actually a 15 for Dot.
A 15, I would say that Dot. Well, actually, to be fair, you're not actually not too far from the edge yourself,
Yeah.
but yeah, okay.
She's gonna go to try to help Jurnis with disadvantage. So should I do a strength check?
Strength with disadvantage, if you'd be so kind.
Yes. Yes. Oh, no worries. I'm coming. Just give me a moment. I promise you'll be fine.
12, I'd say 12 is enough. You're able to wade through the deeper water here, grab Jurnis, and let's say get a more over here.
There you are, my dear. No worse for wear.
Yes, well.
Skullface,
Thank you, my dear.
Skullface just turns to look to Ang with what expression on his face. Like, he can't believe Dot just did that.
Did what?
Waded out rather than doing the sensible and safe thing, which is just to chuck a rope out.
She's exhausted.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I have to ask everybody. During this, are you being quiet and stealthy?
No.
We're walking. We're wading through water, so
yeah.
Dot is tired.
Yes. I'd say.
Dot is a cow going through water. She is not stealthy.
I'm pretty sure pulling a flailing Jurnis out of trying to help me
Yes.
there.
Would you roll stealth to see how well I was doing? With
Um,
disadvantage, maybe?
I
This is
would
cool.
say, given the fact that Jurnis was making that much noise, actually calling for help, there's not much point. Would Tahu and I would say Tahu, Seedie, and Ank, while all this is going on behind you, would you please give me a perception check? Okay, 16, 13. Aside from the occasional dripping in the water, not much to notice. Tahu, on the other hand, you feel something familiar and unpleasant at the back of your mind. This is the first time you've been in water since you've been reading that book, and it gives you unpleasant memories of falling and endlessly drowning without dying.
Oh no.
And I would say you do. It's weird. You almost hear the whispering from your dream coming from this direction.
Which direction? Okay.
Yeah. So, since you guys are in the middle, I would like one more dexterity check to see if you guys are able to head up to the main island.
Who has mobile lights at the moment?
I would say, yeah, I would say.
Can somebody give me one?
Who actually does have one in their inventory?
Uh,
I would actually say, for the sake of argument, each of you have your own individual torch.
I meant like not a
counts as part of the
torch.
supplies.
Like I was more talking about one of those. Wasn't somebody making lightable throwing stones? Or could?
Well, Jurnis lifted a handful of pebbles if you want a pebble to throw.
Can you light it? Can it make it glow?
No, Jurnis does not have that spell.
Does anybody have the light cantrip?
Nope.
Can you
however,
prestidigitate some lights?
I do have dark vision up to 60 feet.
Same.
I am rogue. Or I am monk. I has no spells.
Do you communicate your concerns with the group, Tahu, or do you just, not worry about it for now?
I do tell the group at this point, once they're not so distracted with pulling Jurnis out of the mud, that I guess I don't know which way, northeast, southwest, but I'm just gonna say they're point in the
actually,
direction.
and is Dot able to figure that out?
How do you tag?
Why? So I will ask you this: why would Dot know about north, south, east, and west?
No, that's not what I mean. I'm talking about that would Dot be able to figure out what Tahu was trying to do?
I mean,
with regard to you asked if anybody has the light spell, and Dot can.
Does anybody have a throwable light?
Dot could make one, but I'm not sure how you're asking. That's what I mean.
I mean, a torch is throwable, but
does anybody have a non-flammable throwable light?
Yeah, I'm not trying to fight. I'm just trying to understand. My question is, how is that being articulated by Tahu?
Oh, I would say literally, does anybody have a non-flammable throwable light?
Yeah, and then at that point, Dot would say, "Oh, just give me a moment," and she would look around for something, or from like in her. Does she have something useless in her pack that would be good for throwing?
You honestly could, since Jurnis has been, playing around with some stones and everything. You could easily take one of those and use your artifice ability.
Miss Jurnis, could you perhaps allow me to retrieve one of those from you? The largest one, perhaps, the most sizable, the most girthy.
they're all rather slim for skipping, but here you go.
No, oh, this'll do. And trying to get it to show up in the thing. How do I make a thing actually happen?
No, you. As I say, I would say it's going to be an action. You can just declare that it's going to happen.
Yeah, I was trying to post it to the thing though.
Yeah, no, yeah, you've linked it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it does mention, yeah. So you can shine bright light for a 5-foot radius. So you now have a glowing stone.
So she fidgets around with the stone for a moment and takes her magic box and like puts the stone inside and does a shake and bake kind of thing with it. And then she like opens it up and hands it back and goes, and it's glowing. And she says, I believe this will do. It feels a little more gritty than before, but the grit seems to have infused into the stone.
So you now have a throwable object of light. What would you like to do with it?
Did she hand it to me?
Yes, she gave it right back.
I am going to toss it respectfully in the direction of the sounds I heard.
Okay, give me a now throwing. That's basically a dexterity. Is that a dexterity attack, or a D20 plus your dexterity modifier?
Yes, because finesse is dexterity based. So
Yes. Now, what is the range of Tahu's throw?
I would say it takes the range of a dagger or a dart, so 20 to 60 feet.
That's
Short
reasonable.
range.
So you could throw it to around here. Okay.
Hold on. Okay. But it did actually not roll 20? It just says, oh, it actually, I didn't put
yeah.
D20. Derp.
It's all good. It's all good. These things
There
happen.
we go. Okay. There's the 2 rolls because exhaustion, of course.
Yeah. So a 6. Let's see. So whereabouts would that be?
There's 20. There's 60. You pick somewhere between there.
Okay. I would say I'll be kind and I'll say there's a light source over there. And it is just enough, I would say, with your perception, I would say Tahu's the only one to notice this. You get the briefest glimpse of something near the water's edge before it darts back down into the water.
There's something in the water. I was right.
I suppose we get out of the water as soon as possible.
That is a good idea.
This is land. Is that land here?
Judicious plan.
DM, is that land?
That is land. That is land. So everybody is trying to book it towards that. Okay, I'm going to have everybody roll one more dexterity check, but just as you do that, the group hears at the back of their mind, leaving so soon. Don't go.
Can I react to Skullface and help him?
Well, let's get our. Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh dear!
Oh no!
The doggy paddle becomes a bit of a doggy drown. So I would say anybody who was below 10, you guys are going to be panicking and you're going to be heading off the beaten track. Now, anybody...
He's angry now.
Okay. Anybody who succeeded in their check, I would like you to move half of your full movement towards the land.
Half of my full movement.
Okay. Half of your full movement, because you're going through... I would say this here is a cliff. This here is not a high cliff, but you know, this dark area here. It's basically a little bit of a wall. This area here is easiest to get to.
With a 23 dexterity, can Graz go and kind of give Doggy something to lean on and start leading Dog towards the shore?
I will allow that at the start of the next turn. So everybody who failed to move, roll me a D100.
Any bit
Yeah.
below 10, you said?
Anybody below 10. So that's Dot. That's going to be Tahu and Skullface.
Can
So
someone remind me how to do that?
there is a dice. There are dice at the bottom. The D100 is the
Right.
bottom right.
Or you can literally type /roll D100.
DM.
Yes, my dear.
Could I empty my water skin, blow it up with air from my lungs, and tie a rope around it and use it as a sort of life preserver for the group?
You want to make a flutie?
Yeah.
Oh.
You could do that. It may not be incredibly useful for the larger members of the party, but the smaller ones would certainly appreciate it.
They would have a rope.
So if they go down, well,
They
depends how heavy they are, it doesn't it?
That's fine. I should probably tie an end to a rock or something. Tie one of the ends to a rock.
That does sound like something that would take an entire turn to do.
Well,
But in the meantime,
when I do get a turn, I'll do that.
okay then. So, I would say, given the rolls, Tahu, you, with your exhaustion and everything, I would say as you're kind of panicking, trying to move away from this, I would say you actually get further to this end of the water. You're getting very close to the silt and, where it drops off. Everybody else, for the most part, you're good where you are. And now, I think what we're going to do is we are going to, just so we've got a nice... There we go. I would like everybody to roll us some initiative.
I was gonna say, the second Skullface heard that voice, he drew Letitia.
Okay, good to know.
Come on, game. React.
Probably
Okay, I heard.
don't want to worry about that just yet.
I don't like that sound.
Okay, I heard rolling, but why
It's just
is the chat not moving?
So on the chat, so on the combat tracker, there's a D20 next to your name. The rolling you heard was me rolling initiative for the other entities.
okay.
There we are. The D20 is not visible, but if you click to the far right next to your name, you
Ah.
should be able to do it.
I'm sorry, that's very weird. It's visible for me. I don't know why it isn't visible for you guys.
Yeah,
What are you
I tried
doing?
rolling on the
Okay,
character
what?
sheet. And I clicked initiative on the character sheet and it didn't roll.
Same.
Yeah, same.
If you do it on the combat tracker, which is on the right hand side.
Yeah.
Combat tracker.
It
Yeah,
looks like
it's the,
the
Where?
little
it's the
fist.
fist.
On the top
Fist.
right hand side, there it looks like the little fist next to the chat window.
Okay.
And then there you find it. You're good.
Oh, we're rolling for initiative? Sorry, I didn't hear
Yeah.
that.
It's okay. If you want, I can actually roll for you guys because again, I don't know why it's invisible for you guys. I can easily just roll it for you, but I didn't want to steal it from you.
Dennis, you
Mine-
modded it until you broke it.
My initiative button's not working.
It's if the initiative on your character sheet doesn't work, if you head over to the combat tracker, which is the second option from the chat window on the right hand side of the screen, you should have a D20 on the right hand side of your
Great, I'll
character
do it by
sheet.
hand.
And you guys saw my roll, right? It was Dot managed to get a.
Okay,
Can't
so
see.
I've to save everyone a little bit of time, I've just rolled for those who hadn't been able to.
19 I got.
Okay,
Are there Jocelyn checks affect initiative?
bear with me a moment.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
I
Son of a
can't.
bitch.
I unfortunately can't edit your initiative, D. So for the moment, the way things are at the moment is Seedie's 24, Skullface is 21, Tahu's 15, Dog 13,
No,
Jurnis
I'm
13.
8. Because you had to roll twice for me because of
Ah.
exhaustion.
I
And same for
okay.
Dot.
I will say this: I actually can't edit initiative once it's gone in. The
Okay.
way this
That's
system
fine.
works, it's all good.
Okay.
So I'll say this: Tahu's 15. It's cool. So, Seedie, there's a bit of splashing, there's a little bit of concern, and you heard a very creepy sound in your head. What are you going to do?
Oh, she is going to quickly. Oh, okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30.
Okay.
She's got 50 foot of rope. If she was to tie the rope around that, how much of the rope would be left to toss out?
I would say 45. So you could reach.
Goody.
You could reach. Yeah, I'd say it's only going to take you 5 feet to wrap around there.
Okay,
Either that or 40.
Then she proceeds to empty her water skin and fill it with air from her lungs. Tie the water skin to the rope and toss it as far as she can around there.
Give me a throw check, please, my dear.
What's the throw check and dexterity?
It's just a dexterity check.
I just noticed there's 2 convenient rocks placed both here and here, which could have made a rope bridge.
Yeah. In fact, forget the water skin, and she's gonna yell to the group. She's gonna yell to Gil or Dot to tie the other end to that rock.
Okay.
And yeah, use
A
that
19, I would say that's good enough. Gil, just for your reaction, would you please give me a dexterity check to see if you can catch the rope that the cat lady threw at you?
What am I rolling? Sorry.
Gil. No, I said Gil.
You said Dot. Sorry.
I did say Gil or Dot, so I think we could both try it. So one, so sort of throwing it between them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, they're gonna run toward it and bump into each other.
Yeah, and it's going to get tangled in Jurnis' horns. It's going to be a whole thing.
Do you want me to roll, Devillo?
Either one of you can. Is there a problem, Megan?
I just want to know what we were rolling for.
Yeah, I don't know what
You're
I'm
rolling to catch the rope that Seedie has thrown in your direction.
We'll see which one of us catches it, I guess.
Dot, you are feeling a little bit run down. That was a 7.
Yep.
Gil, you were able to catch it nimbly, probably with your hook.
Oh no!
So, you now have a bit of rope. We'll find out what happens with it on your turn. Next up is going... Oh, I'm sorry. First of all, we should probably begin the combat. That was Seedie's turn. Skullface!
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Skullface is going to make his way towards shoreline.
Okay.
He's
Half movement in the water.
That's 1, 2, and 3.
Uh-huh.
He's going to wait there. He's going to keep Letitia out. And he's just going to be scanning around him, looking for those stuff. He's going to say, "All right, you show yourself."
So the question is, are you readying an action to fire?
Yeah, he's going to basically fire the second his thing appears.
Okay, good to know. Next up is going to be over here. The light, the movement that caught Tahu's eyes as an underwater form begins to move through the water towards you guys. I would say that's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Basically making its way around here, looking like it's heading towards the stragglers of the group.
No, not dog.
Well, something small and panicking. Looks tasty. I would
Yeah,
say,
Skullface.
actually.
Skullface is going to wait until it either surfaces or it gets close to dog.
That having been said, the green lady is close enough in range. So, I got a question. Does a 14 hit Graz?
No.
Okay. Basically, you see this thing launch a spear through the water. It travels a lot further than you thought it would, but it basically just nips past Graz and impacts out of the water and in the water again, say over here. You just hear this weird wet sound coming from down there. And that's going to be the creature's turn. Tahu, what would you like to do?
Make my way out of the water if I can.
Okay, this is going to be with half your movement.
Half my movement.
You're in the
Because
water.
You're in the water.
Okay.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15. So.
Yeah, for most people, this is waist deep. For you, it's up to your chest and almost your neck.
Need I remind you, DM, the
Yes.
rope is tied to the rock, so he could
It
grab
is not tied to the
yet.
rock. It is
to that one.
it's held by a gill.
Tied to the
I
land.
would
So
say-
if Tahu was to tug on it, it wouldn't cause Gil any problem, but it would be taut against that.
Okay, I'll allow that.
Ha ha ha!
Well, I would say if you want, Tahu, you can actually get up to where the rock is. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Yeah. So, is there anything that you want to do? You can see this creature clearly now. Well, you can see a shape.
Behind the. Just move to the cliffside. What's the distance that?
About 45 feet.
I double moved technically, so we're gonna have to end.
Okay. Next up, dog. It is dark down here. It is not nice, and it smells of fish.
Graz is currently
It
holding on
really
to dog
smells
too,
of
by
fish.
the way.
Yeah, and Graz, the nice green goblin lady with the tasty treats, something tried to attack her. What are you going to do?
Let's see.
Let's,
To well, I'm gonna message you quick.
These sounds are making me uncomfortable.
Good. Means I'm doing my job. Oh.
Ignore me.
Okay. Yes. I would say, given the fact that your abilities are a part of you rather than the location you're in.
Thinking. I want to try and cast Entangle on it to try and keep it from coming closer to us.
Okay.
Magical doge.
So yeah, that's going to be your range. I believe is anywhere in 90 feet, according to the spell. So he is well within range, and it's going to be a 20-foot square cube. So you're going to cast your one a day of Entangle?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot where all my buttons were.
That's quite okay.
What do I need to roll a d20 first, or does it auto?
You need to declare where it's going to be.
Okay.
You need to draw the 20-foot cube.
Okay, sorry, I'm kind of stupid.
No, you're not.
Okay, so.
So basically,
Catch grass in.
he doesn't have to be at the dead center of the cube, by the way. You can put the cube anywhere down.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, I want it to be like. I want it to be around, like in front of him.
Okay.
And around. That makes sense.
Okay. How about
I don't.
so something like this? 5, 10, 15. Sort of like this, like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So he now needs to make a strength check. Was it a strength check?
Yeah. Yeah, a strength save.
Okay, he is going to do that. What is the DC he needs to beat?
11.
Well, he rolled a 5 twice, so he is currently entangled.
Okay, yay.
Okay.
He's new text.
I know. I don't know why it did that. That's annoying.
Okay.
Is that your turn?
I believe so. Let me just double check.
I see. I see how it is.
Fishbowl.
I see how it is.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Okay, not bad.
Can I move?
Graz is holding you. I would allow you to move. I would allow you to move both you and her 2 squares in any direction.
Okay, cool. I think we'll move up towards Jurnis.
Okay, so it's going to be a boop, then a boop, and then let's say a boop, and then a boop. Does that seem fair?
Yeah.
I would actually allow you both to be on the same square.
Okay, she can ride on my back.
Yeah, so it's gone from Graz trying to hold dog to Graz holding on to dog for dear life. Next up, Miss Springsinger. Okay. A fish tried to skewer your beloved. That's not his job.
So, she's just going to double check Graz is okay. She's going to point to the rope to Graz. She's grab on. And then she's going to Eldritch Blast that motherfucker.
Okay. I would say that's the rope as well. So Eldritch Blast, that is going to be a 16 to hit.
Okay, just to confirm now, Eldritch Blast here, it says 2 beams at 5th level. Is that 5 levels of Warlock or 5 player levels?
With cantrips, it's only the class level. I always thought it was player level.
No, as far as I'm aware, it is the class level.
Okay.
Unless somebody from the Peanut Gallery wants to tell me I'm doing it wrong, I'm going to be kind and say class. From character level.
Yeah.
So that is going to be 2. It's going to be the equivalent of a level 5 Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
So the 13 does not hit. However, this creature is restrained.
Oh, actually, sorry.
Move. Yes.
Sorry, I think I'm not sure. I think because Bard and Warlock, with multi-class levels, add up to the equivalent, then yeah, it should be player level.
Yeah, it's player character level. So the first attack does not hit. However, the second one, while you have advantage, a 22 is going to hit. So roll your damage for the second Eldritch Blast, please.
So 16 did
5 points. 16 did. Oh wait, I'm looking at his hit points, not his armor class. Whoops. Yeah. Flipping over. Okay, both hits. So that's gonna be bang and bang. There's some battered fish there, and it does not look very happy. Anything else you want to?
With her bonus action, can she like grab onto Dog, who is currently carrying grass, and pull them like slightly further towards shore?
I would say give me a strength with disadvantage.
Because Jurnis is very strong.
Yes, I'm sure she is. Yeah. The good news is you hold onto the rope still, but at least you basically have hold of the scruff of a dog's neck. So if something horrible happens to one of you, chances are all three of you will share that fate. So that's nice.
No pressure.
Next up, Ang, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm assuming Aang has seen the fishy.
Yeah, it's a little hard to see in the water, but it's basically this gentleman down here. The wall is filled with bubbling vines that have just erupted from the seabed. It's surreal.
Aang is going to throw a regular dart at it.
Okay, roll me an attack with advantage because it is restrained. Unfortunately, even with advantage, the wall is frothing, there are tendrils moving around. It is hard to see, and you miss. Any bonus actions?
None that I can readily do without moving towards it, and not going to do that.
Why not? He seems like just one simple creature. Should be easy to take care of.
The kitty knows that's a bad fishy.
Mm.
He's actually going to move. I don't have a pointer.
Yeah,
Move up to here.
Oh, okay then. Half movement. I would say if you get to here, from then on, you can use full movement. But basically, this square here is going to count as 10 feet instead of 5.
That's fine. He'll move over to land. And that was, I have to say that's 15.
Mm-hmm.
T to 12:30.
Okay. So Seedie, Tahu, and Ang are on dry land. Technically, Gil is too. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay then. Next up, there is a deep, dark chuckle that reverberates inside everybody's skulls. Such rude guests. Allow me to make you more at home, in spite of your attitude. And over here, you see a large shape emerge from the deep water. Almost eel-like. It's hard to make out details, but there is almost an alien grace with which it moves through the water.
May I use my action?
I would say yes, because you didn't declare you were firing at the other creature. You may do as you wish, Mr. Skullface. You wish to fire?
Yeah,
roll
I wish
it.
to fire. Okay, 1 second, please. That's Tisha once and twice.
Okay, an 18 and a 26. Both of those are actually going to hit. Roll me some damage, please. Okay, I would say the 8 is only going to... one second. So I can actually choose to do the crit damage. Okay. So no crit on the first one. The second one's going to do that amount of damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you wish to do?
I bet you're the slimy bastard that's been in my head.
Well, I'm in your head now.
Until
I'm sure
the
there's been other
attacker is.
people. How about you come here and ask me nicely? So that's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's very disturbing to see this large eel-like creature that was lurking deep in the water. Basically, it's almost starting to come through the shallows and it's starting to rear up onto the land itself. It is eel-like with a string of long tentacles draped behind it, a large lamprey mouth, a series of 3 glowing red eyes. Tahu, this creature for some reason seems familiar. Okay. So, next up, I believe... Let's see, I don't think anybody is in... I would actually say this. So, I would say, given the fact that you are within his lair... Oh, that's good to know. So, everybody, I would like you all to give me a... Let me just bring up the information for this. I would like everybody to give me an intelligence saving throw.
Which is
Everybody.
No.
Okay. So...
Woof. Woof.
Yeah...
I'll
I'm
check its save, so.
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, an intelligence save. That is going to be anybody who did not make a 12. This is what happens to you. The water is beginning to come alive around you with swirling tendrils. The water itself is alive, attacking you. I would like all of you who... And by the way, those of you who are out of the water, who failed the saving throw, the water is rising and coming after you. Everybody who failed the saving throw, I would like you to take... You gotta be fucking shitting me.
How do we know we failed it? Like, what's the...
Below a 12.
The DC was 12, so if you meet it, you beat it. Anyone lower than a 12, which was Tahu, which was Gil, which was Jurnis, which was Skullface, which was Dot.
What happens to us?
You all take a grand total of 1 point of psychic damage. Because I rolled a 1.
Water!
Is this all in their heads? Like, is Seedie
It's getting
seeing any
weird.
of this?
Yeah, the rest of you who saved, you just see your party start to freak out and splash around at the water looking panicked.
Oh, hang on. I need to make a save.
Ah, yeah,
No,
so
I
it's an intelligence save.
I just had my hide done.
For a grand total of fucking 1. Yeah, Ang, you're fine. You just look in confusion at your party as they do all that. So that was his lair action. Next up is going to be Dot's turn. Dot! The water is angry. There is a big fish creature and a smaller fish creature. What would you like to do?
This is the rope, the blue, right?
The blue line is the rope, yes.
Okay, so Dot is actually going to try to move here, and she's going to dedicate her actions to helping the others move faster, because she's going to go last her intention, just so you understand what it is
Mm-hmm.
she's going to try to get everybody else moving faster to try to just like, you know, be a support behind them, like, come along. And she wants to basically take the hit of anything that attacks them.
Okay,
Even though it's water, they can attack from anywhere, but it's the best she's got.
Okay, I would say that this counts as you using the help action, so anyone using the rope does it with advantage. Right then. Next up is going to be Graz. And just for flavour, she's going to be like, what the fuck is that? Suddenly she turned into Ez. What the fuck is that?
If I do need to advise one more thing, which is two things really fast. One, she's also going to be holding the rope like a little like up so that people can, that's how she's helping everybody, not just the person directly in front of her. She's kind of like trying to keep it nice and solid, steady, so it's not sagging and twisting around. She's going to try to steady the rope from her end. And also that's I also sent you a message. I wanted to know about that for the turn after when we're done.
Did you send it to me on the Foundry?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't see it for some reason. Give me 1 second. Let me just scroll up. When did you send that? Oh, here we go. I see it. Okay. Yes. Yes, I'm fine with that.
Thank you. It is going to become relevant. Thank you.
I would like you, if you're holding it up, make me a strength save.
Yes, that's why I was asking, is if I need to roll anything for that. With disadvantage, because she's exhausted.
Yeah.
Save or ability?
Actually, yeah, let's make it a check. Oh dear. Well, we'll see what happens when somebody tries the rope.
She's trying.
Speaking of, it's going to be Graz's turn. What would Graz like to do?
Probably get away from these scary spooky things.
That would be a good idea, wouldn't it?
It would be a very good idea. So she's going to. Dog is doing okay, yeah?
As far as you can tell, yeah.
Okay. And Graz is going to shimmy along a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Basically clamber over Jurnis, keeping.
Oh, okay. Give me a strength. Give me a strength check, please, to keep hold of Doc for Graz.
Sure.
D, give me a D100, please.
Oh no.
You got it. Oh, sorry.
So a low roll means that Graz loses Dog. A high roll means that she succeeds.
Come on, dice have not been nice to her today.
They haven't, have they?
No.
A high roll, which means that Dog is still in Graz's hands.
Yay!
So,
Yay!
sorry.
So it's half the movement because they're going through water and she's dragging stuff, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so that's pretty much
Hey,
as far
get along, little doggies.
It's pretty much as far as Graz can. Actually, let me double check that. So she was here. She's now. So she can get to.
Is she's going to Dot is going to say, "Don't dawdle, get a move on."
Now's not the time for the tampons.
Oh shoot! What are you talking about?
Okay, so does Graz want to do anything else?
Pretty much, she's just gonna hold her action, and if this thing makes any visual efforts to attack people, she's going to shoot it.
Okay. Next up is going to
it hasn't done anything yet.
That's fair. Next up, Jurnis, you hear a splashing sound coming from over here.
Oh fuck!
As a second smaller creature appears. And it is going to do 5, 10, 15. It's going to come over here and it's going to try and grapple you. and who knows what else. So a grapple, that is, I believe, a contested strength check. Is that correct?
It can be strength or athletics, depending on how you want to do it, but...
I would say it's going to be a strength check. So would you please give me a strength check, Miss Springsinger? He... he... I would say this. Am I going to be kind? Since you're on the rope, give me a D100. Dot. Jurnis succeeds. Low, Jurnis gets a hug.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying. Hold on. Ooh.
Midpoint.
Do I gotta go again?
Reroll?
I would say this. 1 to 50 is low. 51 to 100 is high.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. Jurnis, you are considered grappled. And you now have a friend holding on to you.
Can I see what it is, or is it just underwater?
It is, I would say at this point, it has come up. It is a humanoid creature. Gills, a weird fish-like countenance to it, but there are arms, there are legs that end in this large, webbed hands and claws, and it has a large fish-like tail. It also has a large spear, which it's got slung over its shoulder, but both arms are being used to grab hold of you and drag you under the water. So you are considered grappled.
Oh no.
Yes. Next up, Gil. What would you like to do?
And I specify as
Question. Am I still encumbered by the water?
Say that one more time, please, my love.
Am I still encumbered by the water?
At the moment, you're technically on dry land, but the moment you go into the water, you will be.
Oh, doesn't the rope help?
I would say you get an extra 5 feet at the end of your half movement.
So 20.
Hmm.
So I could get it about.
Yeah, so you could get up to Jurnis if you wanted to.
I want to try something. I'm just not sure if I can do it in the water.
What is it that you want to try?
I want to shoot something.
I would say this, trying to shoot something at point blank is usually with disadvantage. If you want to shoot, you're in a good position to shoot now. There's a chance you'd hit Jurnis.
Wait! I have an idea. Okay. I'm going to swim forward for Jurnis's.
Okay.
And I cannot move my token, can I? No. Yeah, oh, I can. And if I can, I would like to try stabbing the monster thingy with the end of my staff.
Okay, roll me an attack, please.
Okay. Where is it?
It should be on your character sheet. When you go over to your inventory, you have your various weapons. Okay.
Okay. Wait. No! There we go. Okay.
A 22 is going to hit. Roll the damage, please.
Yes.
Okay, 5 piercing to the weird fish creature. Yeah, you basically go over Jurnis's shoulder and stab down with your needle-like staff. Yeah, you do a decent bit of damage. You hear like a bubbling under the water. He still has hold of her. Actually, I would say this. Let me just give a quick strength check to see if he can. Well, he rolled a 1, so I would say, for the sake of argument, you would actually succeed in letting it. Jurnis has actually been able to break free from him.
Yay!
So technically, you're not grappled at the moment, Jurnis.
Jonas will
Is
give
there anything else you wish to go?
a nod to Gil. Like, yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Next up is going to be Specky's turn. The potato is going to idly float down a little bit.
Specky casts True Polymorph into a planar and wreck shit.
You stupid potato, do something.
I
just getting soggy.
Yeah, I love this mental image of like we're having this really dramatic fight, and then everybody, all the combatants, just stop and like watch. Inexplicably, the potato is just floating through the water. That's canon. Next up, Seedie, what would you like to do?
Okay. Seedie would like to hop over the rock and hide.
Okay.
So she can initiate a sneak attack. Should I roll stealth?
Please, yes. A 16 passive perception on these gentlemen is going to be that. Passive perception on the entity is okay. So you make an attempt to hide. What else would you like to do?
Okay. Is the ceiling covered in stalactites?
You know what? Give me a perception check.
Rocks fall, everybody dies.
Yeah, you see a couple. There's quite a few peppered around the ceiling.
Are there any above him?
Above the entity? There are one or two, yes.
Okay. He is going to shoot at she's going to shoot at a cluster of them with her laser pistol.
Okay. Roll me an attack, please.
Alrighty. Oh dear. What the hell?
What the hell, what?
Oh god, we passed through the fog wall.
The designating ammunition source that the laser pistol consumes no longer exists.
Oh, that's weird. Give me a second.
They're right there, energy cells.
Let me check that. Huh. That is weird. Let me just see. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Give me a second. Energy cells. Yeah, you have. There we go. They are now equipped. Try it again.
Alright. Same message.
Oh, I am sorry, honey. Let me.
TV slaps the side of the pistol. Come on!
Yeah.
Damned.
Let me just check what the math is. It's a ranged weapon attack, so it's your dexterity. So I will say just roll a d20 and add your dexterity.
Roll a d20 and dexterity. Okay.
Yeah.
d20. That's a d12.
Sorry about that, guys.
d20 plus.
Actually, just a straight dexterity check will do the same thing.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Come on, Seedie.
A 12. Okay. You basically make a few laser blast shots. Pew pew. They impact in the ceiling above. How many did you fire?
I just shot in like between like a couple of stalactites.
Oh, okay.
Just one shot.
Just one shot. Okay. Basically, you see the creature slightly sidestep as this area here is impacted in the water. Unfortunately, you did not hit it, but it has you have its attention now.
You said I you said I can fire multiple shots, then, eh?
I was actually curious about what you were doing. I thought you said instead of between the stalactites that you were firing several shots. So that was my confusion there.
I was gonna say, if you are okay with me firing several shots to begin with, does that mean I can actually fire multiple times with this weapon?
I would say this. I will allow you a rapid fire of up to 3 shots.
Okay. Okay.
With that weapon.
I will point it down at him and fire another shot at him.
Okay.
Oh god. Oh yeah, dexterity.
Dexterity. That is going to hit. Roll me 3d6.
3d6. Damn it. Messages. So I'm trying, but like messages are getting in the way.
Oh, I'm sorry, hon.
Okay. 3d6.
Okay, that's going to be 7 points of radiant damage to the entity.
And I'll fire again.
A 19, that will hit. Okay, and that's going to be another -7. Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
Not a problem. Pew, pew, pew. You absolutely have the entity's attention now. Doesn't seem
how do I
happy
get rid
for
of...
some reason.
I'm gonna subtract 3 energy cells, but don't know how to...
If you make a note, we'll figure that out later.
Sorry, I got it.
Okay, not a problem, my dear. And we'll figure out why it's not working later. So, next up, so I would say this, for those of you who didn't know it before, you see Seedie pull out some sort of metal, crossbow or something, and 3 glowing blasts hit this creature here. Next up, Skullface, what would you like to do?
He's going to move 1, 2, and 3 to get to land. He knows probably not in the water while this thing's there. And he's going to fire the tissue 2 more times.
Okay, the first one is going to be well, I would actually say both of them hit, so give me some damage.
So 10, and that's only 5. Can I use the small to add an extra 5?
You absolutely can.
Yeah.
So an extra 5 points of damage.
Yeah. You tell me where that fucking impersonating my wife is.
Terribly sorry, I've no idea what you're talking about. But I would love to discuss it with you.
Usefulness.
Okay. Okay. Let me just see. How do we get to that? I'm just reading a thing real fast. Okay. We'll get to that. So first of all, this gentleman here, he is currently stuck inside Dog's entangle, and he needs to make a strength check to break out. Is that correct? Or is that a saving throw?
He needs to make a check to break out himself. The saving throw was the initial casting.
Okay, and what does he need to beat?
Whatever the castee's DC is.
I think we agreed it was 12. He rolled a 10, so he's going nowhere. However, he is going to roll... That's all good. He is going to... Let's see... I would say he's going to make another spear attack. This time is going to be at the annoying Minotaur lady over there. So that is going to be a 13 to dot. Does that hit?
Yeah. Trying to pull it up again. You have to close every
Your
time.
AC. No, your AC is 14, so he does
Yeah,
not.
no, she
So, literally,
She just-
after you, my dear.
she just taps it away with her broom. No.
He's having a bad day in the fishbowl.
Yeah.
Next up is going to be Tahu. I would say this, while the rest of you are hearing this creature, whispering in the back of your minds, while you understand what it's saying, you're actually hearing the language in which it's speaking. And it's the same language that you heard when you had your dream. What would you like to do? Oh, incidentally, everybody who failed their intelligence check, I would like you all to roll me another. We'll wait until we get to the entity's turn. I should have had you do that at the end of your turns, but we'll get there in a minute. Tahu, your turn.
Dream.
We got
Buddy.
Oh no, he's there. I can see the mouse moving.
Oh, okay. I was just looking at my things. I was trying to figure out something. I don't remember exactly what detect thoughts do. I guess I have to look this up. Also, I didn't notice that there's a bunch of random fucking spells in I have now.
Yeah, reading that book did something to you.
Yeah.
Ah.
I have a spellcaster overnight. What the hell?
That's awesome.
I will say this. I mean, yeah, there's benefits and there's detriments to this. I would say this with the spells that you do have. A good chunk of them they're basically considered ritual spells. So you can see some of them take hours to cast. But and they don't require spell slots. They might require other things from you, though.
I'm just gonna throw 4 daggers into the big thing.
Better safe than sorry.
Right. Do I have to target it or anything?
No, you can roll it. You don't have to click on it. That's I can take care of all that. So give me your roll. And 18 will hit.
I'm curious. Oh, I didn't mean to roll the damage. I'm just trying to. How do I see the breakdown of that? Okay, I was wondering if it actually had the proper rolls in there. That damage does not have the proper roll into that though. It needs a +2 on there.
Okay.
But
We'll try and so if everybody can make notes of these at the end of the session, we can go through and we can tweak some stuff, okay?
yeah, I was just looking at the stuff because I'm just like, because when I was like rolling numbers here and then I rolled numbers in a d20, I was like, these numbers are a little higher over here. Did we mess something up over here?
It's a possibility. Technology is a fickle mistress.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Then it's just a new whisper.
Okay.
There's the second attack.
Wait,
then there's 4 of them total. That's right.
Okay, so the 18 is going to hit, the 20 is going to hit, the 12 will not hit. So the first 2 attacks are going to hit.
Remember, I have disadvantage because of.
Yeah, so that's an 18. Oh, then the 8 will not hit. Then, yeah, unfortunately, only 1 attack is going to hit. The others just in the water around you. As to your question, Sephe, I thought we'd written this down on your inventory.
We
So
had on roll 20.
we... okay, and it's not gone through to... Okay, bear with me a moment while I have a nervous breakdown. Excuse me. Okay. My dog is trying to get through the window. Please bear with me a moment.
Oh
Well,
no, that is not the way you go outside, puppers.
What is that wonderful speak doing now?
Oh dear. Okay, so I have my window open so I can actually let some cool air in. Unfortunately, we do not live on a desert island, and there are other human beings that live around us. How dare they? Some of those other human beings have other dogs too. And Speak does not like this. And so when other people and other dogs walk past, the blood hunt is called. So yeah, thank goodness we have a screen up because otherwise that could have been a situation there. Anyway, I'm sorry, I was trying to solve a problem. You know what? For the sake of argument, for this session, roll an extra d6, Sephi. How
Okay.
many fragmentation rounds hit the creature?
No, he's not loaded them in yet.
Okay, I would
He's
say
just
for the sake of
basically going
argument,
normal.
an extra d4.
Extra D4. Okay.
An extra d4 of, let's
Because
call it force damage.
okay.
Phil, that one attack I did 6 damage total.
Okay, so
Just
that's
the
going to
one
be an
dagger.
extra 2 on top of the 4. Okay, not a problem. Okay, the creature is injured. It is looking a little irritated with this group. Dog. What would Dog like to do?
Yeah. Give me a second. Um, sorry, I didn't realize I was next.
It's all good. Jurnis, you're on deck as well.
Maggie distracted.
Hmm.
Has anyone attacked the big guy yet?
Just shoot
The
dagger at
big
him.
one, yes. I would say this, Dog, given your senses, you can smell a weird inky substance in the water. It doesn't smell nice.
Okay, it's gonna be. I guess I'll cast. Oh wait, what's the? Oh yeah, okay. Can I cast Spike Growth?
Okay, would you like to explain? So, the 20-foot radius centered on a point within difficult
Yeah.
terrain. Okay, then. I'm assuming it's not really listed on your spell sheet, but I think that's going to be a concentration. So that would mean that your entangle, the fishbowl, would go away.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah, but I can't really do anything. Okay. Do that one a day. Ah. Yeah, fuck it. I'll cast Spike Growth on this dude.
Okay, then. If you can use the drawing tool to draw where you want that to go, and I will remove the fishbowl.
Okay. It is. Okay.
Yeah, so it's the fourth row down where it says drawing tools, the little
Yeah,
pencil.
no. I got
That.
it. I got it.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to. Like. 20. So like this.
There you go. Okay. Right.
Sorry, everybody.
So, 20-foot radius, centered on a point within range. So, hard spikes and thorn. Yeah. So basically, even though it's still partially in the water, the silt and everything erupts with spikes and thorns, wrapping around the white rubbery flesh of this creature. Let's see. So it becomes difficult terrain, and he's going to take 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 foot he travels. Okay, that's going to be fun for him.
Yay.
Is there anything else? Do you want to try and drag Graz onto land?
Yes, I do.
Give me a strength check, please.
Oh. Off.
Okay, then. Yeah, that succeeds. You're able to grab Graz, and I would say you're able to move 1 square to put both her and you, say, here.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll put you there. And at the end of your turn, he's going to use his legendary action because he's pissed off now. I would say anywhere within 90 feet of him. Let's just get the
Say
measurement.
90?
90 feet.
That's
So-
everyone.
Everyone. Is that everyone? Everyone! So, yeah. I would say the water, this time everybody sees this. This isn't an illusion. And the water just emanates from him like the scent of a tidal wave. Everybody needs to give me a strength saving throw.
Hold up. Does... There we go. Does Uncanny Dodge apply?
In this instance, I'll allow it, sure.
I accidentally made a strength attack. Would you like me to make a
I
strength
need
save?
to.
A strength save, please, my dear.
Well, they're both -1, so 11.
Yeah. Well, in that case, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So anybody who didn't meet 14,
Oh no.
you are going to be pulled 20 feet towards him and knocked prone as the water surges. So, unless I'm mistaken...
I did not hear what to roll. I'm so sorry.
That's okay, D. That's going to be a strength saving throw.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage. But you are a strong girl. You are a minotaur. You are a woman of strength.
Substance.
You should be fine.
Fishy boys.
This everybody.
Any hostile creature. Yeah,
I
so
got a 15.
you're fine. So I would say anybody who did not hit 14. Yeah, so yeah. Everybody but Dot, I think. Oh, Dot and Graz.
Can I make
Tahu.
a request?
Yes, dear.
Gil is still holding the rope, isn't she?
Yeah, I would say we'd
that
go
help?
with advantage for Gil. Unfortunately, she makes a 12 with advantage.
Okay.
So, everyone who didn't make a 14, you get pulled 20 feet towards your new friend.
Okay.
And you are prone.
Oh shit. You're alright. Calm down. Calm down. You're alright.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Legendary actions are so
Wasn't
much fun.
Weren't we just all pulled into a bunch of spiky thorns?
Yes, you
Yes,
were.
Yep. Thanks,
So,
dog. No,
So, Seedie, Ang, and Skullface, would you please roll me a d4?
Okay.
Skullface, 4 points of piercing damage. Ang, take 1 point of piercing damage. And Seedie, 3 points of piercing damage. So that's the end of Dog's turn. Jurnis.
Well, my plan has now changed. Because now I'm over here.
Hello.
Hi. You're
This won't stop
terrifying.
us from. This won't stop us from killing you.
You look delicious.
I think I would be rather indigestible.
That remains to be seen.
I tried to cast a spell. I don't know if it worked.
What did you try to cast, my dear?
Shatter.
Okay, so if you, let's see, what are the details on Shadow?
Place measure template. It's not letting me place the template. Basically, what I'm trying to do is a 10-foot radius sphere. I'm gonna pop it over, so that I don't hit Ang or Skullface or Seedie. The creature must make a Constitution saving throw, DC 15,
Okay.
and it is 3d8.
Constitution saving throw. What was the DC?
15.
And what damage
Really?
is it going to take?
Really? That's all I got? 9?
9 points of damage. Okay. Well, you did some damage to it.
Mm-hmm. And now I'm gonna make my way 5, 10, 15 over here.
Okay.
Then she's going to bonus action in Bardic Inspiration to. Actually, you know what? Mantle of Inspiration.
On who?
Seedie, Ang, and Skullface.
Okay.
You get to now move using your reaction without provoking a attack of opportunity, if you would like. And you also gain 5 temporary hit points.
One, two,
I'm also going to give that
3.
movement to Gil, so she can get away from the Sahawiogwin. Because I can
Said,
get 4 people.
How many feet?
Your full movement, if you want.
Yeah, because you're technically just on the land. You were knocked prone, but because of the nature of that ability, I'll be kind. However, all 3 of you roll me another d4. I'd say for Ang, make it 2d4.
Do I have to? Because I'm just like, I'm already like on the edge of the next square.
You do.
Okay.
Skullface takes another 2 points of piercing. Ang takes 3 piercing. Seedie takes 2 piercing.
Fortunately, it's only the temporary hit points that take it.
Yeah, there you go. So that was a very useful spell. Damn it.
Aja, if you'd like, you can use your movement to scurry along the rope without getting a proximity attack. It uses up your reaction, and you also get 5 temporary hit points, because Jurnis is awesome.
Oh, yay!
So
Do I
you
do
can
that now, or
move-
do I wait my turn?
You can move now if you want. You can use your reaction to move, because Jurnis lets you.
Oh, okay. Bye. How far can I move? I'm sorry.
Your full movement. So it's usually about 5, 10, but you're on, I would say, I would actually allow it to get there. Now, here's the thing. Dot unfortunately cannot do that, can she?
Cannot do what? I couldn't hear.
Move. Because it's not... No.
I can only give it to 4 people, and they have to be within 60 feet.
Nope. Dot is okay, though. Dot has a plan that I have told Devillo.
Sure. Ang, you are next. Dot, you are going to be after Ang. What would you like to do, Ang?
Okay, well... Not getting close to that thing again.
Oh, question. Sorry to interrupt. It made a very obvious attack. Graz was holding her action in case it did that to attack.
Ah, yes. Yes, that's fair. You can roll it.
Sorry, I just remembered.
There are many things happening. A 12, I'm sorry to say, will not hit.
Okay. Fair enough. Sorry, Ang. Go ahead.
And gonna
An 18 will hit.
okay. For the minimal damage possible. Thank you.
Yay! You wanna... How many attacks do you have?
1 with the dart.
Sorry.
If I was going up and hitting it, yeah, I'd be fine. But no, I'm not getting close to that thing.
I'm gonna say level 5 monk should be able to make 2 attacks.
Well, it's like he just said melee attacks, yeah, but he can't do multiple
No,
range.
pretty sure it counts for any attack. You just can't do a follow-up bonus action attack.
If someone from the peanut gallery could confirm or deny.
Sorry, what was that? He broke up a bit.
Do monks have, hang on, extra attack? You can attack twice. Yeah, no, Ang, you can actually throw another dart. That counts as an attack.
It does, yes.
Yeah.
And I will.
Mm-hmm. A 21 is going to hit.
21.
I think Flurry of Blows, to proc that, it does have to be a melee attack, though, sadly.
Yeah, to proc using your bonus action to attack for either Flurry of Blows or just a normal attack, it has to be a martial arts attack.
Yeah.
Well,
melee attack at least.
okay, well, I did say he could roll it this time round, so we'll just call it adrenaline. So roll your damage for the second one. More than a 1. More than a 1. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. That is Ang's turn. Let's see. Okay. Now, who's in the water? I would say it looks like technically only Gil's in the water. Oh, that would be cruel. That would be cruel.
I was trying to get up by the rock, but I
Gil.
can't. But I couldn't. It won't let me.
Gil,
What?
give me a wisdom saving throw.
No. Okay.
Succeed it and don't give the DM any.
What? Well, okay. While they're doing that, this is from D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
It says on 5e monk. It just says, beginning at 5th level, you can attack twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action.
Yeah, so you can use. Yeah, so you can use 2 darts.
Yep.
So it doesn't have to be an unarmed strike to.
No,
do
it
that.
can be any kind of attack. Any kind of attack. You can do it twice.
Then I have been mistaken.
Wait. If you had a sword or something, you could just do like a flurry of blows with that.
No, it has to be unarmed.
Oh, okay.
The dart technically counts as an unarmed, I believe.
Yeah,
it's not a regular swinging weapon.
For regular extra attack, it can use a weapon. It's only if you're doing the third attack as bonus action that it has to be unarmed.
Alright,
Oh, no,
so.
no, if it's actually no. I think you can do it with the weapon as well if it's unarmed.
Yeah, like I said, this just says the attack action. Doesn't say anything about flurry of blows or unarmed or anything. Just anytime I attack.
No, what it is that monk gets until level 5. Monk gets 1 attack, and then you use your bonus action to attack again. So you should have, technically speaking, you can do 3 attacks at level 5.
Okay. Well,
keep that in mind. Anyways, Seedie, go.
I would say, first of all, I need Gil to give me a wisdom saving throw. A 20, you are fine. You feel some cold, damp pressure in the back of your mind as the creature growls in your direction. But nothing happens. Incidentally, at the end of its turn, I want everyone who failed their intelligence check previously to make a second intelligence check.
Do it, guys.
I don't remember.
was going to say, did no one wonder why Sildra was getting away with doing 5 attacks in one go? Just use flurry of blows.
Oh, fair point.
Okay, everybody everyone who got over a 12, you shake off the effect. Those of you who rolled under a 12, you are going to take an extra 5 points of psychic damage.
Was it an
I'm trying
intelligence
to
check
roll-
or wisdom?
Intelligence check. I think Graz succeeded last time, didn't she?
I think she did, yeah. Was it only the ones who failed? Then
Only the
ignore it.
ones who failed last time.
Oh no!
Oh, I'm sorry. Exhaustion. It's almost like you being cruel to Tahu cost you something.
Yeah.
And I got off scot-free.
And I did nothing.
Yeah.
I got a rock.
I want a rock.
I'm kind of glad Skullface wasn't there for that.
Yeah,
That
I
would've been-
feel like
Dot didn't want to be mean, and she made sure Tahoe was really comfy after.
It is not
It
letting
was
me
necessary
copy
to save the world.
that would have gone off much differently if Skullface was there.
I'm with you
he
there.
would have been heating up a knife.
I was gonna say he would have been like, "Yeah, I'm gonna shoot your kneecaps to face the other direction."
No, he would just use a candle and a dagger.
So
No, I just mean because he's a bird.
that was the third reaction of the aboleth, and now we get to its turn. It is going to use its action. Who is the most... Actually, I would say this. Little annoying green man, would you please give me a wisdom saving throw?
Little annoying green man. Okay.
Oh, you little shit. Okay. You feel the creature, its focus moves from the group as a whole to just you. The eyes begin to glow, tentacles begin to flow in your direction. But you manage to shake it off. Irritated, the creature is going to 5, 10,
Any damage?
15. Yes, it is going to take, let's see, 1, 2, 3. It's going to take that amount of damage. And it is going to... Let's see. One, 2, 3. So, Jurnis,
Yes.
does a 15 hit you?
Yes.
Okay, Skullface, I'm assuming 25 hits you.
Yep.
Seedie, I'm assuming a 21 hits you.
Yes.
Okay, oh dear. Jurnis, oh dear, take 9 bludgeoning and 9 acid damage.
Ow.
Skullface, take 14 bludgeoning and 1 acid damage. And Seedie, take 12 bludgeoning and 1 acid as this creature is slashing around at you with its tentacles.
Uncanny dodge would halve that.
Then take half the damage.
Okay, what's half of 13?
Usually you
6.
round down 6.
6. Okay.
That is the end of the entity's turn. Next up is going to be Dot's turn. What would Dot like to do?
Now, how far can I move?
If I would
With
say
the rope.
with the rope tied to something, I would say if you make a, let's call it an athletics check to see if you can Mission Impossible your way across the rope.
Bear in mind, I do want to make sure before I do that she is planning on taking an action. She is going to try to talk to this thing and do what I told you earlier.
I would say this, given the way the situation is going and the fact that it is literally trying to take it's gone from conversation to taking chunks out of people.
Oh, is it being full on savage?
It appears to be full on pissed off and savage at this point.
Yes. That ruins my opportunity. And so she is going to try to move up to this to hurt it.
Okay, give me an athletics check to see if you can get full movement.
Yes.
On the
Athletics check with disadvantage.
With disadvantage. That's, I would say 10 is enough. You can, you basically, Dot, this large minotaur lady starts, how would you describe how Dot shimmers across this rope?
Hoof over hoof, pulling herself forward, complaining bitterly, using all her good Karen strength.
Okay, you can move your full movement.
She gets to there, or where would that be? Where would full movement be?
I would say
I want to get on the other side of this thing before I bop it.
Okay, so that was, yeah, for 30, you can get to here.
And that wouldn't give attack of opportunity. Okay, yeah. There.
No.
She says, and then, when she arrives, she says, time for some institution of manners. And she, if I can do it, if I can pull it out of the inventory. Out comes this. If I can roll it.
Okay, the conspicuously large kitchen knife. A 13. A 13 will hit, my dear. Roll me some damage.
Oh, uncouth creature.
Ooh.
But I've only 6 because the critical didn't happen.
Yeah, you basically slash down with your conspicuously large kitchen knife into its shoulder, and it hisses in pain at you. Didn't like that.
And she says to it, now if you'll kindly back away, I'm trying to get to land. She literally says that, staring down.
Give me
trying to be super
with disadvantage.
Give you what?
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage. Why not? Yeah, it doesn't seem to be, buying it. You just hear.
Oh well. There is one thing though. I don't know if it. Does that matter at all?
No, that just adds your proficiency bonus, so that would give you a plus. So,
okay, no problem.
In this situation, is not going to be good for you. Graz, what would Graz like to do with all this bullshit that's going on?
Okay. First things first, she's going to cast Hunter's Mark on the asshole.
Hunter's Mark. The entity is now marked.
And then she's gonna shoot it twice.
So, okay.
14.
14 is not going to hit.
What about 26?
26 is going to hit.
Alright, so
for 7 points of the piercing variety.
And will we take that 5 for the Hunter's Mark from earlier?
Okay, so a negative 5 on top of that. Okay then.
She's also going
is that yeah? Okay. I would say in response to that, it is going to use its legendary action to make a tail attack at. I would say you look the most badly injured, Jurnis.
No, leave me alone.
Why is it not doing that? Oh, I have to. It's a different thing. Okay.
How many turns is this thing getting?
It has legendary actions. Does 24 hit?
No.
Yes,
it does.
Oh dear. So that was 18 bludgeoning damage to Jurnis, who is now unconscious as basically several of the tentacles come up and slam down on top of her, pushing her into the rock. So, next up, it's this guy's turn. He's going to take a stab at Dot in revenge for the attack previously. That is going to be... In fact, no, he's not going to bother with that. He is going to make... Yeah. So the first one is going to be his claws. I'm assuming a 10 will not hit.
No!
Second of all, a 15. Does that hit?
That indeed does strike me. Oh!
He swipes at you with his claws, misses, but then he just erupts out of the water and takes a huge bite of that minotaur beef. So he's basically clamped his legs onto your thigh, and he's just like grabbing on and biting in. That is going to be just 4 points of... Oh. No, I hurt him there. Let me hurt you instead. That's 4 points of piercing to Dot.
Ooh.
That's going to be his turn. Next up is going to be Gil.
You will definitely regret that. It didn't really say tasty.
It didn't really say tasty. What it actually said was 5 Gil.
Yes.
Gil, you are next. Seedie, you're on deck.
I want to shoot the big boy with my longbow.
Shoot the big boy with your longbow then.
I will.
A 14 will miss.
Damn it. Okay.
You can get on to land if you wanted to. Car.
I keep thinking I was. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're the only you and Dot are the only people technically in the water.
Okay, then I'll move here.
Okay. Do you have any bonus actions in regards to healing?
No, as per usual.
Okay. Next up is going to be the potato. Rather interested in the turn of events in regarding the legendary Jurnis Springsinger. It's going to float and bob up next to Jurnis's unconscious head as her blood starts to pool into the water. Next up is going to be Seedie, and Skullface, you are on deck.
Okay. This massive serpent is like a barn in front of me, yes?
It's a big boy. It is a big, fleshy, squid-like creature with teeth and eyes.
Would you allow advantage if I used the laser pistol? Because
I would say disadvantage because it is a ranged weapon. And those are the rules. Yeah, ranged weapon in melee.
Yep.
Oh my god, okay. In that case, can I move to the other side of it?
Give me an athletics check to go through the square of an enemy creature. I would say normally you're not able to do that because you are a size smaller than it. I will say give it an athletics check. If you fail, you will succeed in your movement. Well, no, if you fail, I will tell you where you move.
Can I not just go around it?
There is a rock in the way. This is like I say, this rock wall here is pretty high up. Yeah.
And that's
to be fair, it's kind of,
yes.
To be fair, you could probably move to there.
Would I get would it be a pincer attack then?
It would only be
flanking attack.
Here.
It would give you sneak attack though, because it's concentrating on me and Jurnis.
Okay. In that case, I'll hit it twice with my rapier, proccing my sneak attack.
Okay.
And voila.
24 will hit.
And
okay, roll your damage on the rapier. So that is going to be 8 points of piercing plus 12 points of sneak attack. Okay, that injured it. At the end of its turn, it is going to use another legendary action. In fact,
hold on.
Yes.
I've got 2 rapiers.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to use my offhand rapier to...
21 will hit. Okay. This creature is looking very, very badly hurt. And it is pissed off. It is going to burn its final 2 legendary actions for this turn.
Oh,
And it is going to cast Psychic Drain. Well, you know, yeah, because you did all that to it. It's going to turn around, focus on you, Seedie. And I need you to give me first a Wisdom saving throw.
She's got pretty good wisdom.
Come
on.
Not that good, unfortunately. So you are going to take 12 points of psychic damage.
Uncanny dodge count?
Not for this kind of ability.
Okay.
Because you are now currently charmed by the entity. Or should we say enslaved?
No!
As it drains. Now, in your head, Seedie is thinking, kill it, kill it. What the rest of you hear is, praise it, praise it, praise it, as the tendrils basically gesture in her direction, and you see like necrotic damage play across her features as the entity begins to heal itself. Okay.
Skullface is going to use his nimble escape to disengage, take a step back, turn around, use one of his attacks to reload, which is in the gunslinger thingy.
Yes.
I double checked before on D&D Beyond.
Yes.
He's going to reload with the frag ammunition, and he's going to fire first one round.
Roll it.
He said it.
Where's Letitia? Where's Letitia? Come on. Oh, baby girl, there we are. That's not rolled.
An 11 will not hit.
No. And he's going to use action surge.
Okay.
The round. Oh, for God's sake.
A 16 will not hit.
That's all he can do.
Okay. Next up is going to be one of the Sahuagin. Now that it's no longer dealing with the thorns, it is going to use its full movement of 40 feet to get up close to... Actually... Now, does it want some prime beef burger, or does it want a rat burger?
That's actually going to be something I wanted to ask. Is this thing, did it just take a bite, or is it?
Yeah, it is trying to eat you. It is trying to bite you.
Well, what I mean is it bitten into my leg? Is it like on my leg?
For flavor, yes, but you're not currently grappled. For flavor.
I was going to say, for flavour, could Skullface hiss at the creature? I'm going to wipe out every single one of you psychic freaks down here.
You all hear that. Does not seem intimidating. And I would say this, for this, you can all tell this thing looks wrecked. Parts of it seem to be falling apart, but it does not seem bothered by this. It is just laughing at you all. But yeah.
I know why.
I would say, yeah. So this one is going to come over here, and I think it could tell that the dog cast that. So it is going to... Let's see. I would say, does a 10 hit dog?
Beats it.
Okay, yeah, in that case, first of all, it swipes at dog with its claws and does... that's going to be that amount of slashing damage. Oh, dear. Second of all, it is going to try and...
Oh, did you do it automatically?
I did it to you. And second of all, it's going to try and bite down, but I'm assuming a 7 will not hit.
No.
This horrible fish creature is trying to eat the dog. This will not do. Next up, Tahu. That laugh is echoing around in your brain, and it does not feel nice. What would you like to do? Also, you've noticed Jurnis is unconscious. Somebody is trying to eat dog. Dot is literally being bitten, and bad things are happening. Dog is on deck.
Muted again. Damn you.
No problem.
So we're gonna start off with throwing our first 4 daggers into the closer target to help hopefully protect Dog and dying Jurnis.
Okay.
Now, I feel like this is a great time to use these daggers because you gave them to me from Gosling. Those rare.
The obsidian daggers. Yes.
What are they? The +1 is for
the
attack?
+1 is for attack and damage.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So a 10, a 25 will hit, and an 11 will not hit. The AC on these is 12, so only one of them hits. So that's going to be 4 points of piercing. So that's going to be 5 points of piercing to the creature.
There's the 4th attack in that set, and I just had to do the other dagger for the.
Oh, okay.
Because I only had 3.
I see.
Of the obsidians.
So yeah. So this dude, 16. Yeah, that's going to hit. So roll your damage for the last one.
Well, I was going to say 16 hits.
Yes.
Right, because I got a 16 with Letitia.
You were not he's aiming at the Sahwagon.
Yeah, I'm aiming at the big thing.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so how would you like to do this?
What do you mean?
Describe how you end the life of this horrible fish monster that's attacking Dog.
Well, I'm not end with throwing daggers either because the next 2 are going into the big guy because I'm gonna axe and surge.
Okay, how many? Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. That's been 4 daggers so far. Give me your next 2 daggers, please. The first one is unfortunately a nat 1. The second one, I forgot we were technically supposed to be doing disadvantage with some of these, but no, it's fine. Actually, I think it automatically did that.
Devillo, I think I'm going to say love of dog disqualifies and evens it out. When you're defending dog, there is no disadvantage.
We will see. An 18 is going to hit just. So 5 points of piercing to this
7.
creature. 7?
Die already.
You add 2 to damage.
Okay.
You don't add to attack, you add 2 to damage.
Okay, one second. Okay, so it is now that amount of health. And what would you like anything else?
That's it.
Okay.
That's... No.
So, Dog, it's your turn. Jurnis, get ready to make some rolls.
Okay.
Dog. A very horrible thing was trying to bite you, but it is now dead because Bird Friend has filled it full of sharp things. Red Friend is unconscious and is bleeding.
Okay, well, unfortunately, nothing I can do about that. Here. Yes. The big guy is still up.
The big guy is still up. It is definitely active and it is doing things.
Okay. I guess I will move over to it and I'll bite it.
Roll me a bite attack. With advantage, because technically you're flanking Seedie.
Okay. 26.
26 is going to hit. Roll me some damage. The flesh is rubbery and salty and disgusting.
Ew.
I would have loved it if that killed it, by the way. That would have been amazing.
That would have been great. Chomp.
Jurnis, it is your turn, and you are next. Jurnis, please, would you like me to roll your death saving throws for you?
No, I'll do it. I'm not quite ready to
Come on,
give up my
Jurnis.
life force to the spectral spud.
Dot is coming. Relax.
Oh
Ah, so that is going to be your first fail. If someone were to hit you with a melee attack, that would automatically be 2. So technically, Jurnis would be dead. Just something to keep in mind.
Dot's trying.
Ang, it is your turn, and the Aboleth will be next. What would you like to do?
You mean the Aboleth that Jurnis... The Aboleth that's directly in front of... Sorry.
Okay.
While that's happening, let me just ask a question, Devillo.
Yes.
You mean it's the Aboleth's turn, the thing that's right next to Jurnis?
This thing, the entity, the big squid.
Yeah, the one
thing.
that's directly next to Jurnis.
It's not. No. That thing's dead.
Oh, okay.
I apologize. Let me just poop. It is dead.
Okay.
It is calamari.
Thank you. Calamorte.
Yes.
Get closer to it. Unfortunately. But since it's on land now, I have no choice.
If anything, it's worse on land. At least the water was hiding its visuals. In fact.
We'll go... I hate how big that thing is. Character sheet. It's too big. Let me put it on a pop-out.
Would you like to know something fun? This is a baby.
Oh no, I wasn't complaining about that. I was complaining about the character sheet.
Ah, yeah. No, I know, right? Yeah. Well, it would be nice if you could pop things out.
All right, so for that motherfucker.
That is unfortunately a miss.
And let's see. So I technically have 3 unarmed strikes because
that will hit.
Flurry of blows.
4
blood running for that one.
And my 5th level third unarmed strike.
That will hit. That is 7 points of damage. So, Ang, explain to me how you would like to do this.
He's just gonna go up and give it a beat down. Just flying everywhere.
Your hands and your claws are covered with this black, disgusting ichor. It feels wrong. It is not, guys. But the last thing that it does, as you basically rip it a new one, is it shudders and it falls, and you just hear it chuckling. See you soon. As it falls dead.
Am I still charmed?
You are no longer charmed.
Oh, thank fuck.
Can Seedie see Jurnis from here?
Over the mound of dead flesh, yeah, I think so.
Can Ang see her?
Behind the rock, I'd say this rock, you actually can't see her from where you are.
Okay.
I would say for flavor, when she went down, you would have heard Graz scream out.
Okay, so that should give him enough context to rush over. And force a potion in her.
Normally, I would say that's a medicine check.
Yeah.
Give me a D100. High, you can do it on this turn. Low, you cannot.
I'm on the... Oh.
Damn.
Next turn. So, the entity is no longer with us. Dot, you have this one irritated fish creature that's it is on there pretty tight. It's like a very hungry stickleback. What would you like to do? Oh, did we lose D?
Hey. Hey.
Oh, sorry, I was
No, it's
muted.
okay. No
What I
problem.
was saying is, did Dot see Jurnis go down? I assume so. That's how I've been playing it.
Yes.
How far can she move and try to endure? Because I'm sending you a message really quick about what I want to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I would say, given the nature of the water, that is going to be around. I would call that a full 30 feet of movement.
Can I do it with this thing biting me?
You can do that if you wish. Give me a strength. You know what? I'm not even going to have you roll because it's fun. So describe what you do.
You watch as Dot, with the fish creature attached to her thigh, flexes her arm and shoulder muscles and tromps through the water directly toward Jurnis and does the following. She bends down, reaches into the artificer toolbox where she keeps her special items, and she does the following. She retrieves a whitish, crumply bit of food and bends down while the fish is inside her thigh with its teeth. And I'm trying to cast it. There it is.
This is your job.
Won't let me do it. It says I have no available slots.
If you would please, if you would show me what it is you're trying to do, my dear.
I'm trying to cast the healing word.
Okay, healing word. You haven't really cast.
It says I can't do it.
Yeah. I would say, yeah, that is because you've not taken a long rest in a while.
I thought she hadn't done it. She's never done it previously, so I thought
no, I know. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. I would say, let me just. Yeah,
could you temporarily?
I'm gonna be kind.
That? She's an artificer. This is an item.
So roll me 1d4 and add me your spellcasting modifier.
1d4. Boo, I wanted to show it to people.
I know. I'm trying to find where the you know what, actually, let me just give you a long rest because I'm kind.
Yes.
Where is the long rest button on the character sheet? There we go.
You ready?
You're fine, and yeah, roll it.
There you go. There it is.
So, healing curd. Jurnis gets that many hit points back.
7. Yeah, so she's feeding you curds. Cheese curds.
So Jurnis wakes up to a large minotaur just shoving cheese in her mouth.
Yes!
I've had this dream
that
before.
It's like Vic and Bob said, cottage cheese.
Thank you for letting me have the rule of letting me have that temporary long rest, because it's an object. She has enough strength to feed something to someone who's dying.
I am going to deduct the 10 hit points from you, though.
You may, please.
Yeah. Okay, so that is going to be Dot's amazing turn. Graz is next, and the fish boy is on deck. Actually, he's on dot.
Alrighty then.
She was momming out. She was being a protective mom.
Alright. As soon as she's going to see that Jurnis is now moving.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then. So, first she's going to deal with the immediate threat. She wants to move her hunter's mark to Fishy Boy. And then she's going to shoot him twice.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Will someone get that off my leg?
Is Hunter's Mark a focusing spell? Like, would it have vanished the moment she fell unconscious?
When she fell unconscious.
No, Graz cast it, not Jurnis.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
Yep.
So, one shot.
A 12 is... Hang on, let me get the right character sheet up, because that character is no longer here. Okay, so... That is going to hit. That is going to hit. Roll me some damage for both.
Okay, and the hunter's mark only procs for one attack, I think.
I don't think you need it. How does Graz want to do this?
She can't take out her anger on the aboleth, so she's just going to go for this thing's throat and eyes.
Okay. Yeah, the arrow basically is just the first shot's like... it actually does let go of Dot's thigh at that. It starts to gasp and claw at its throat. In which case, thunk, one right through the eye. It's just like... And it's just dropping to... I would say it just like falls to the silt there. And that, I believe, would be the end of combat.
Graz just gonna just scurry over.
Yeah.
Is
You're
there
right,
something
Ned.
to sit on?
There's floor, there are rocks.
Dot leans up against a rock, sits down, is kind of breathing hard. Well, that's got me back into practice. And then she just kind of like leans back and just kind of wheezes. It's been too long.
It's been an hour. We're
For
fucked.
me, dear. For me, dear. For me. It's been a long time. You maybe have done these kinds of things regularly. For me, it's been a fair number of years.
I mean, we've been down here for barely oh god, we're gonna die down here.
Jurnis almost did. Hello?
Can I do what I always do and decimate corpses?
You absolutely may. I was counting on it.
Oh no.
Roll me a medicine check, please, Mr. Tahu.
I'd say Skullface is paying attention to Tahu.
Very wise.
Jurnis is gonna cast Cure Wounds on herself.
Okay.
Jurnis,
forgive me if
being careful this time.
Even though I'm not working for Godly anymore, I'm still duty bound to protect you, and I failed. I'm really sorry. Forgive me.
Nothing to be afraid. Not ashamed of. I should have. I was going to offer to make it a nice meal.
I'm gonna roll perception for Skullface. He's observing Tahu.
Oh, okay. Please do.
Not hiding anything.
Oh my gracious! I'm
15.
so sorry.
Okay. I would say the innards of this creature are pretty disgusting. There's a very deep, it's a very briny, salty, sort of very sharp smell. It is unlike anything I would assume any of you have seen before.
Arian really doesn't bother you, does it? Tahu?
No. The reason why I'm more digging into this is because book had a lot to do with fish.
Give me, Tahu, give me an intelligence check with advantage. Ignoring your current exhaustion level. Okay. The book referred to the Angels of Water, emissaries of the Ancient Ones, the Eternal Ones. This is very similar to some of the sketches that you saw in that book. As far as the cult was concerned that made that, this was a eternal god. And you guys killed it with little trouble.
This was one of the angels, I'm assuming?
Well, does Tahu share this information?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Of
Okay.
course.
Yeah, okay.
I will share the information, of course, as I'm digging around and realizing that this is, like, somewhat similar to what I read in the book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say, does Tahu find any amber pieces in there?
Yeah, that's honestly what I was really looking for.
There's no amber, but I would say if with your medicine check, let me just double check what that was. A 13, a little bit too low to have picked up anything of use. There do seem to be one or two organs, like the brain itself looks very interesting, but unfortunately you don't have the dexterity. You're still a little bit run down from your ordeal, and it's not going to be something that you can really harvest this time round. Something to note for the future, though.
Can you just look at it and tell if it's undead? Because it was really badly injured and was kind of just laughing it off.
No, Skullface is actually going to speak up at this point. He goes, right, well, Chemise's little shadowy fucker is clearly in control of this thing.
I want to say that too, but it's hard to tell if it was. Like, it could be, but we don't know.
I would say this, because unfortunately the DM only has a certain range of voices available. The voice in your head was not the same that you have heard from Mazina, those of you who've conversed with the Voidling. This was something different, and again, for Tahu especially, this felt very similar to the sort of whispered voices in the nightmares after having read the Wake of the Abyss.
Yeah, that's definitely why I would say I'm not sure it's Chemise, because it didn't sound like Mazina.
Everyone, I know it's early, but we are clearly not in the best of shape right now. I think it's best for us to find a place to rest, get Tahu and Dot in better condition,
Yes.
and maybe have a better outcome next time we face something like this. She just
And
lift
DM,
one of his tentacles with her rapier,
yeah.
just gesturing to it.
Gil,
Yeah.
how far are we from kobolds?
Because you say it again, Seth?
Gil, how far are we from the kobolds?
Let the DM give Gil some information there. So, from this location where you are now, you are in Deep Lake. That's going to be number 9. Let me just check the map. That is going to be... I would say you could make it to the kobold nest in maybe half an hour. It's a straight path. It's a very winding path, but you could get there in about half an hour.
What he said.
Okay.
Are you guys in good enough condition to walk for 30 minutes?
Yes, of course. Just give me a moment. And she's got her hat off and she's fanning herself.
Jurnis?
I think I'll be alright.
Skullface is just going to read the tissue with regular ammunition.
And Seedie's going to see how much shot she has left in her laser pistol, noting it has 45 shots left.
Mm-hmm.
Are they probably I'd say you probably notice Skullface is very pissed off.
No.
I sent you a message, by the way.
Yes, you did. I would say yes. I'm fine with this.
How would you want to describe it to them?
I would. Let's just double check now. Who in the party has the highest passive perception? I think it's either Ang or Skullface, because Ang's perception passive is a 14.
How do I find out my passive
Skullface
perception?
is
Open
15.
your character sheet. Okay.
My passive perception is a 15.
Okay, so anybody with a 15 or higher, when Dot takes off the hat and fans herself, it's odd. There's a little something different about her. Would you care to explain, Dot?
There's something about Dot most of the time that no matter what she says or does, she just sort of turns into a droning teacher from Peanuts cartoons. Just not really, just something is, oh God, will she ever stop? And when she takes the hat off, it's sort of like when you are looking at the two different views through when you're getting an optometrist eye check, and they say, is it better this way or this way? And one of them's clearer. Kind of like that. She seems to clarify in your perceptions a little more when her hat is off. But then she fixes it back on her head and tries to stand up, and it goes back to the way it was with the worst of the two. Does that seem like a good description, Devillo?
I think so.
And she says, "Ooh, oh, well, yeah. Don't worry, Jurnis. I think we'll be fine. I really need a rest."
Can you stand?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Seedie.
I love how they said that and no one can understand what he just said.
I would say this, Skullface, just for flavour. You could have sworn you heard in the back of your mind the voice say, "That's just childish."
Skullface is just going to think to himself as if this thing can hear him. You controlled it that way. Makes sense to dispose of it.
No response. Skullface has very messy shoes at this point. I mean, you all kind of... I would say this as well. Everybody went through the water. You are all soaking wet. I need Constitution saving throws from everybody.
It's almost as if they should have found another way.
In all fairness, there was no other way to get to where you need to go. There were other places you could go. You could have explored and maybe found an alternate route, but this was the only one you knew.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Constitution, eh?
Yeah, unfortunately, Graz, I think Graz is the only person there.
Oh, shit! And Dot.
Yeah.
Dot got a 6.
Oh, yes. So, anybody who got below a 10, I would say if you didn't already have a point of exhaustion,
oh shit,
you do have one now. Anyone who already had a point of exhaustion, you are going to take... Let's make it 5 points of cold damage.
No.
You probably need to dry off before you go further. You take 5 points of cold damage as you are soaking wet and you are very cold.
I suppose I've gotten too used to creature comforts.
Jurnis is going to use prestidigitation to first dry off and then warm up Graz. And then seeing Dot shiver, she's going to do the same for her.
Also, Seedie is going to light one of her torches and just hand it to Dot so there's like some level of warmth there for her.
Okay. Okay.
Tahu's cold now. Yeah. I know there's a
Why does my cheek keep closing?
Ang is absolutely fine.
There's a wet
So, I would say, if everyone is okay with slowly winding down there, as you are preparing to, take a short rest, figure out the next course of action, the people with the highest passive investigation, which I believe would be Skullface and, let's say, Skullface, Seedie, and Ang, and maybe Tahu, you'd notice that a lot of the stone and the rubble around you, some of it doesn't seem that natural. It seems almost like shaped like cobblestone. You notice almost part of a what seems to be a statue. You can stay to investigate, or you can try and all head up to the next chamber and the next leg of your journey. So the final question...
Just going to take a quick look at it.
Okay, give me an investigation check. Anyone who's doing that.
Okay.
It is going to take Jurnis a few minutes to dry off Graz and Dot.
Okay, then.
We really must get Dot and Jurnis out of here and rest up.
Please do this while you warm them up. So.
Okay, so a 13 and a 14. It's definitely some kind of statue. You don't really know that much about, the material of anything. It's not obsidian, which seems to be the most common material in Cusvelgrim. This is more like a limestone. It is deeply warped because of the moisture in here. It's old and it is broken and it is wrecked. There almost seems, as you're looking around, like the general area, there's something, you're not quite getting it, you can't put your finger on it, but it's almost like a purpose to this location, but unfortunately it just ain't, the neurons ain't firing.
Anybody, does anybody here know, what's that spell? Prestidigitation. To dry us all off.
Jurnis has been doing
looks
that.
up from doing exactly that. Yes.
Statue.
You did that to Dot as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. Some kind of statue. I'd assume people really are left here, but can't say for certain.
Dot looks just absolutely, like fatigued. She has 2 points of exhaustion. She is not doing great.
Must have some kind of importance to him, but we can't say for sure. Let's get these two back to the kobolds. Come on.
Come on, Mama Cow. Let's get you out of here.
Did you just call me Mama Cow?
You kind of been a mother to the group right from the get-go. Even if it is an act.
That's not an act. The act is something completely different, Miss Seedie.
Well then, you've been a full-on mother then.
Thank you.
She doesn't own a tavern like my mum, but unlike my mum, she don't have a shotgun, so...
I have things that are much, much worse. I just need to lie down.
Preferably away from the water.
Yes, nowhere near this dreadful place. A little alcove. Just set me down in an alcove, I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
There's a rather nice one over here.
Yes,
I would say this right here on this. Basically, the lighter the rock, the higher it's raised. So this is basically almost like a small hill in the middle of this water, and again, all around it is this stone. So it's a nice little protected area.
That seems good. Yes, I'll head there, and then I can't get there.
Well, you can. Yeah, there are invisible cliffs in the way. The DM will put you there.
Thank you.
There's a big ass moth in here.
That's delightful. That's delightful. Oh yes, that's. Yes, this will do nicely. She kind of like leans
So-
on her pack a little bit and lies down and says, "Just give me a moment to rest my eyes."
Is the party taking a short rest here?
I believe that appears to be the case.
Okay, then everybody, if they wish to, you can use you hit the character sheet, use a short rest, recover, and spend what hit dice you need to.
Okay.
Recover what abilities you can with that short rest.
I forget how you used hit dice with this thing.
Basically, you hit the character sheet, you hit short rest, and
Where
you
is short
basically.
rest on it?
You know where on the front where it's got actually on all pages you've got the hit dice on the top row. There's a button that says S rest and L rest.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So you would hit S rest.
That's better. 35. Okay.
Okay.
I would say this, as all this is going on, I want everybody to roll your supply. So, the D6 that I mentioned earlier, I want you to roll them, and any that come up as a 1 are removed. So,
Okay. Just roll a.
Do
yeah.
what?
Wah.
Yeah, so
Dang it.
basically...
I was sharing with Dot.
yeah,
Well,
there you go.
no. I actually, Devillo, do you recall a message I sent you earlier?
I do not. If you would like to give me that, give me the gist of that message.
Really quick, I'll send you the message.
But I will say, mechanically speaking, unless you are actively giving a supply to somebody else, any ones mean that that supply is gone.
There you go.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
So
Yes.
I didn't lose the supply then.
Well, you did, and then Dot gave you one of hers, so Dot has essentially lost a supply.
There you go.
Oh, that's
I
so
lost
nice of you.
8. So she's down to 4.
You had 5 originally.
Yeah, so she
Did
lost
you roll a
1.
1?
She rolled a 1.
Mm-hmm.
So she
Okay.
lost 1 herself because she needed to eat to get her strength back.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gave her 6th extra to Seedie, saying, "No, my dear, here, have some of mine."
Oh,
and
okay.
then gave it over, and then said, she opened her Ezzy box, which has those words on it that I talked about. No one here speaks Draconic, right?
No, but I would say CD would glance it. Just for the sake, I would say CD recognizes the symbols as being very similar to the ones in Gosling's office.
And she's fiddling around in it, and then she takes out her sack lunch and eats it and goes, "Oh yes, this is so much better."
Dot, is that one of those awards?
Award? No.
He gestures to
No,
the
this is my
Draconic.
These are my artificer tools. This is and do we call it Draconic in this world?
Yes.
She goes, "Oh no, this is just the person who made it. This is Draconic script. It says Ezzy McCoven. This is the designer of my artifice tools."
Mm-hmm.
She's a famous artificer.
Yeah.
A food scientist like myself.
Did you say Draconic?
Oh, yes. It's a
Now,
language.
for clarification, and before we go, because we are running over time, I would say this. Draconic is basically the language of the Dragonborn folk. They are the main residents of the island of Taikenai. Dragonborn are a thing, but people just call them that because they remind people of these mythical things called dragons that don't actually exist. So
to us,
Draconic...
they're as much of a dragon is to them as a Komodo dragon is to us.
Exactly that. Exactly that.
But yeah, she says it's the person. She's basically explaining that it's the person who made her artificer, her Ezzy box, as she calls it.
Probably say Skullface has lit up a cigar at this point as well.
Okay. So unless anyone else has anything they wish to address, we can start a little RP in the next session when we get into climbing checks.
Yes.
With double disadvantage.
With dot. No, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go first. I'm the heaviest.
We're getting EXP for combats.
I would say this. This is a milestone-based system, but
Okay.
when you guys do find Nelial, you will be leveling up to level 6. Whenever that is.
It's just around the corner, right?
Sure. Sure it is. But we will see. It's going to be milestone based. There may be other instances in this location where you could level up sooner. But Neliar will be a level 6. So, as we always say, thoughts, comments, theories?
I'm gonna save mine for after the chat for whoever's still on the game.
No,
Jurnis
we'll just separate the very.
can never quite get out of reach of these things, can she?
I'm afraid not. He had a bit of a reach with that tail, so
Even with
you were
her
just at the
full
edge.
movement, she couldn't get far enough away.
No. Legendary actions are a beautiful thing, guys. I love them so much.
Glad I managed to piss it off.
You did. You did. I would say one or two of you did. Skullface amused it. And it definitely wanted to get to know some of you a little closer.
What was it gonna use me for if it got the chance?
I mean, food, for a start. It would have, first of all, it would have had you kill off a few more of the annoying people. Then it would have continued to, and as it was having you attack your friends, it would continually drain you and heal itself.
Yeesh, I'm glad you... Ang, I owe you my life.
Well, at least Jurnis' soul was spared from the spectral potato this time.
This time, the potato will have his day.
He's the final boss.
It was trying to help, but it couldn't.
Like, sorry, I don't have arms.
I'm just a potato. What can I do?
And
for not a problem. Thanks for joining us, Cream. Hope you had fun.
Bye.
Bye.
And for context, for those interested, over here in this little area in the far corner, this little divot, that is the city of Cusvelgrim. That is where you guys are. This is the island of Taikanai, where the Dragonborn are from, and where Chemise maybe did something, and maybe a certain adventuring group picked up a book, among some other things. So,
what's that about, though?
I have no idea.
Who knows?
And just before we... unless anyone else has anything they wish to say? Okay.
Anyway.
So what did we all think of Gil?
Love
adorable.
Gil. Protect Gil.
Yes.
Gil must live. Gil and dog.
Yay.
We'll see. No, seriously, the voice is amazing.
Yes, the voice is fantastic.
Absolutely.
Perfection. I saw the character the moment you started speaking.
Thanks. I tried to do more in character stuff, but I was so nervous, so my voice kept cracking. I was like, "This is terrible." I give up.
Oh, you were. I love Gil, and I'm not just saying that because she's a grabby ratty.
So, going down the list, that is going to be a good night from the adorable Gil and the good boy dog.
Good night.
A good night from the Minotaur with the most meat D?
Be kind to each other.
Nom. So tasty. A good night from Seedie, hypnotized by a giant eldritch fish god.
Okay now. So, good night and praise him.
Praise him. Praise him. Yeah, that's not going to linger at all for Seedie. No, no, no. A good night from Ang. The problem to most problems actually is punching them until they die.
That's technically
Good night, everyone.
Good night from Jurnis. Yeah, first one out the gate down. That's not a foreshadowing.
I woke up to a minotaur shoving cheese in my mouth. This is not a good start.
That's not foreshadowing either. A good night. Oh my lord.
All my
A good night
have
from.
some sort of cheese, dairy-based PTSD.
Why not? And why not?
Do you still fear the cheese?
He wakes up in a cold sweat.
Not fear the cheese, mother.
Mm.
No more cheese.
A good night from Cream, who unfortunately couldn't hang, but we absolutely loved Tahu. Glad he could join us.
Tahu kicked ass tonight.
He did. He really did. Did some real damage. And last but not least, a good night from Sephi. Always angry, always assuming that, you know, the various gods and deities of Voarcel know who he is. It's so sweet.
Well, they want to keep bothering him.
Fair.
Someone keep bothering him.
This is true. Someone does. Good night, Sephi.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. See you
Good
next week.
night.
Bye.
praise him.
Praise
Good night.
him.